foundational and influential figure in Blue Hawk football. Robbie is proudly representing the team of the 1950s. Heath Wally, Dickinson State class of 1971, proudly represents the Blue Hawks of the 1960s, carrying forward the strength and spirit of that era of VFC football. Joe Igoff, Dickinson State class of 1976, was an All-American who played from 1971 to 1975, and proudly represents the first generation of Blue Hawks under legendary head coach Hank Reggio. Steve Perdue, Dickinson State class of 1989, represents the Blue Hawks of the 1980s and continues to connect generations of football alumni through his dedicated volunteer work. Dan Hansen, Dickinson State class of 1999, represents the Blue Hawks of the 1990s, where he earned All-American honors in 1996 and became one of the era's standout players and leaders on the field. Dustin Roberts, Dickinson State class of 2006, while proudly represents the 2000 as a standout member of the 2005 Blue Hawks team, recently inducted into the VFC Hall of Fame after making history with a fourth straight VFC championship and a berth in the NAIA playoffs. Myron Moore, Dickinson State class of 2017, represents the 2010s as a running back from 2014 and a devoted community servant who continues to bring people together. Matt Day, Dickinson State class of 2022, represents the 2020 as a standout Blue Hawk, earning All-American honors in 2020 and 2021 and receiving prestigious Travis Lunda Award. Please give our 100 Years of Football honorary captains a big Blue Hawk round of applause for these today's Dickinson State University Warriors Foundation honorary captains.
Okay.
Welcome back, Blue Hawk fans, to this very special edition of Hawk Talk, the 100 Years of Football Homecoming Game. I am your Hawk Talk host, Christopher Kistler, and I am, per usual, joined by
Cheyenne Jacobs.
Today we are joined by a very special guest, and if you would, please just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas Cease. I played here from, I believe, 2014 to 2019.
Out here, folks. But how does it feel being here to celebrate 100 years of football?
Feels awesome. It's great, just getting to see everybody as well as, not just the older generation, but also kind of the younger generation of the Hawks that I didn't have an opportunity to meet.
Yeah, for sure. And the last time you saw us on Game Day Hawk Talk, we took out Carroll College, where the Hawks ended up unfortunately losing to the Saints, and then they were on the road against Montana Western and Mayville, unfortunately dropping those as well. But we're looking forward to 100 years today, and
boys are motivated.
We're gonna kick some Dak State butt.
Hey, boys are motivated.
So when you look around today, what memories come to mind as your time as a student at DSU and a football player?
Yeah, so I guess nothing on the field in particular, but kind of the things that do come to mind are just those moments with all my teammates, whether that's, in the weight room, on the bus, in the class, and just kind of, getting to spend time with, the team and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then, we're obviously interviewing today. You must be a pretty big part of it. What does it mean to you to be part of this century-long legacy at DSU football?
Yeah, it means a lot, especially considering there are so many people here that, just embody the Blue Hawk spirit. And so just to have the opportunity to be here and to speak with y'all means a lot to me.
Yeah, and what lessons or values can you take away from DSU and like football in general?
Yeah, so I think it's just kind of the main thing just being kind of those like fundamental skills that coaches are always harping on, like being accountability, showing up on time, getting along with others. And I think that just those fundamental skills have really helped me as I kind of, graduated from DSU and then moved on to the next chapter of my journey.
And then what made being a part of Blue Hawk football so special for you?
Yeah, so for me, it was really just all about the people. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I came back and I saw, all of my old friends, all my old teammates, and just being a part of the community is something that I really cherish and I'm happy to be a part of.
And if you could give the Blue Hawks one piece of advice that maybe you didn't follow in college or maybe you learned after college, what would it be?
I'm not sure any that I can say on air, but I guess just go to class and work hard.
I kind of have a follow-up question to that. Coach Stanton tells me you used to block a lot of extra points, a lot of field goals. How did you manage to block so many?
Yeah, so this is actually a misconception in that, yes, I was the one who really it was the big guys up front. I think. Anyways, yeah, so it was the big guys up front, Frank, Cefa, Noe. They were the one pushing those offensive linemen back, and then I was just fortunate enough to be the one to slip through there and block the field goal.
There you go, other guys doing their jobs.
So we ask everyone on Hawk Talk this, but what does DSU mean to you?
Yeah, so that's a hard question, but I guess just the word that comes to mind is just family and community. And I've already kind of touched on it, but just, the welcoming, supportive atmosphere, having people who do generally care about your well-being and just want you to do well is something that, I don't think you find elsewhere. And it's something that I just, always will value.
It's very insightful, Tommy.
Thank you,
Very
man.
insightful. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into some predictions from other games around the Frontier. So first off, we got Montana Tech going up to Havre to play Montana State University Northern. Personally, I think Tech wins that one pretty handily.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tech too. In that
I personally can't pick Tech, so I'm going to go with MSU Northern.
Okay.
There we
okay.
go. Upset.
Gotcha.
Upset.
Mayville is taking on Valley at Valley. I'm gonna go Mayville.
I'm also going to go Mayville. I think Valley hasn't seen that style of football.
Yeah, I can't take.
Mayville's
going to
run the ball very well.
I'm going to continue to be the contrarian, and I'm going to pick Valley City. They're tough. They always are.
No. You can't pick Valley.
Next up, I think this is a huge game in the terms of the Frontier landscape, but Carroll going down to Dillon, Montana to play Montana Western. I think Carroll, I think they're really good up front. I think they can run the ball, they can throw the ball, they can do everything. I think Carroll wins that one in Dillon.
Yeah, I'm going to take Carroll as well in that front.
I'll go for Carroll.
Okay, I'm glad we're in agreement on one. Arizona Christian at Eastern Oregon.
Where is Eastern Oregon? Do we know the city?
Yeah.
Because that matters.
I'm going to go Eastern Oregon.
Okay.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the gamble on that one.
I think Arizona Christian, I think they're well-traveled. They travel a lot just to play in this conference. I think they're going to go up there and beat Eastern Oregon.
I'll go with Eastern Oregon as well.
All right, then Southern Oregon, the other Oregon school, is going down to California to play Simpson College, and I really do. I think Simpson gets their first win. I think Simpson gets after it today.
Yeah, I think we're going to take the underdogs and go Simpson.
I'm definitely not going with Simpson. This one's going to be very one-sided. Southern Oregon's going to take care of business down in California today.
Now
Okay.
to the game everybody cares about, our game. The last time we faced off against the Trojans of Dakota State, it was senior day last November, and we ended up winning that game 38-7, and that marked the 14th straight win against Dakota State. Today, Dakota State comes in with an overall record of 3-2, looking to spoil all these homecoming festivities, while the Hawks have a record. The Hawks have a record of 2-3 and are very motivated to snap this losing streak and get back in the win column. I think, like I said, I think the boys are very motivated. I think, you have all these people around here, drove from who knows where just to come, spent all that money on gas. I think this team owes those guys something, and they're going to come in here and show them who the real DSU is. Hawks are going to win. I'm going 42-7 Hawks.
Okay, I like that. Obviously, you can see how many people are at this tailgate. We're super excited to celebrate 100 years of football and homecoming. So obviously, I'm going to take our Blue Hawks. I'm going to go 38-7, if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I'll start off by just kind of paying my respects to Dakota State. They're always a tough team, and I think they're going to play us hard today. I think it's going to be a barn burner. I'm taking DSU 24-21 with a walk-off field goal.
Okay.
I like it.
Wow,
Guy
wow.
for theatrics.
Wow. All right, Hawks, well, thank you for joining us on this special 100 Years of Homecoming celebration. We wish our Hawks so much luck in the next week, and we will see you at our next tailgate. And as always, Hawks are up.
Have a great game.
Dickinson State is up 7, but the Trojans come in 3-2. Dickinson State comes in 2-3. Both teams 0-1. Dickinson State losing a triple overtimer to Mayville last week. And of course for Dakota State, they lost to the Montana Tech All Jaggers, number 17 in the nation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Missed the coin toss again, not quite sure who won the toss. We'll find out when they line up to kick it off here. But again, special congratulations to the teams into the Hall of Fame 2005, 2010 yesterday. The individual inductees, we'll touch on that throughout the game. And what, I think they said over 500 former football players back. They had them lined up on the field from about the 10 to the 10 here in between the hash marks, and it was quite a scene in the pregame festivities here, recognizing all the former football players. So we're ready to go. Dickinson State, blue jerseys, gray pants. Dakota State, the white jerseys and dark blue pants. And they've got the short pants where it almost looks like they're wearing shorts to play with. Our officiating crew ready to go here. At the back, Dakota State will receive, so I'm assuming Dickinson State won the coin toss and will defer, and they will kick off. So Dickinson State again doing the kicking. Quinn Kaplan and number 17. Now they have a 17 in the program for Dickinson State. They have finally got him out of the program, and now they've got Quinn Kaplan wearing number 17. He does a kickoff. Dickinson High product. Ty Nelson will handle the PAT and field goal attempts for Dickinson State. So we're ready to go. What time we got? Right at 1 o'clock. Homecoming 2025. 75 degrees, a southeast breeze, 15 to 20. Not too windy on the field. Jim was down there as a former manager and player type of thing. Not too bad. A little warm down there, though, Jim.
Yeah, on the turf, it's very warm, and the breeze kind of comes over the top of the bowl, so not real windy down on the field. It probably isn't going to have as big effect on the game as you expect it to. Maybe a little bit in the kicking and punting game.
And the kick goes to the goal line. It's fielded there by Jovi Wolf. He'll bring it back across the 15 and dropped right at the 15. Down on the coverage that time for Dickinson State. Good pursuit, good coverage. That's Brent Stetoff, the linebacker defensively making the hit. And Dakota State will go to work. 1st and 10, and they'll do so right about their own 15-yard line.
And this is going to be a good test for Dickinson State defensively, as Dakota State likes to throw the football, and they're very efficient with it. Both their quarterbacks that have played here in the first part of the season have had good success throwing the football. It'll be a test for the defensive backs for Dickinson State this afternoon.
Of course, Heddick is the main guy. He was injured the first couple of games and has come back now, and then their mainstay, Eaton, may play a little bit. Most likely, though, they have gone now with Heddick as he's overcome that knee injury. And he's got that knee braced up pretty good, that right knee. There's a handoff left side, breaks the tackle at the 20. He's across the 25. He's at the 35. He's at the 40, and he's finally run out of bounds. Great run that time by Trajan Davis. Nope, that's Iverson, so we'll double check that. So that goes from the 15 all the way out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. And that is a pickup of 30 yards for Iverson. And just like that, Dakota State out of a hole, 1st down and 10. And they'll have it at their own. Well, they're going to put it at the 50-yard line. Let's make that a 35-yard run. So 1st and 10 at midfield.
Nope, now they backed it up.
Okay, I thought he stepped out over there. I saw the head linesman over there right at the 45, and they put it out to 50. Now they bring it back, so it'll be at the 45-yard line. Just underway, bright sunshine, 75 degrees, a south-southeast wind at about 15 to 20, and occasionally maybe a little bit gusty at times. The Hawks set defensively right now at that linebacking core. We'll check that momentarily for you, but right now let's check Heddick. He's got an empty backfield. Comes trips formation to the Dickinson State side on the hash mark. 2 receivers outside the hash mark, 1 inside. He looks that way. Out on the flat, throws it out there, trying to go to his intended receiver who slipped and fell. That is Keeney trying to come up with the catch, and he just went down, lost his footing, and it goes incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 at the 45 of Dakota State for the Trojans.
Yeah, Keeney just tried to cut to the outside, and his foot went out from underneath him. It fell down, still just about came up with the catch.
Again, ready. Gillick will now come out. They'll go with that triangular wide set right beside the Dickinson State sideline, and instead they're going to go up the middle. Big hole on the rush, and it's going to be another first down. Dakota State doesn't run the ball a lot, but they've had some very good success early on here. As Jay that time will carry it, and he'll go for a pickup on the play of 9 yards. So it'll bring up a third down and 1 for Dakota State at the 46 of Dickinson State.
And I'm guessing this is 4-down territory for the Trojans, as they're already at the 46-yard line of Dickinson State. If they don't get it on this down, possibly could go it for a 4th down.
Hedrick will work shotgun. Iverson in the backfield. They go with the handoff, and he gets enough for first down, barely, but that's all you need to get, barely, when you got a yard to go. And again, on the carry that time was number 20 for Dakota State. Had a nice effort, nice run that time for the first down, and a pickup for Jay on the play of 2 yards. First down and 10, second first down for the Trojans. The ball spotted at the 44 of DSU. Darius Jay, 5'11", 210 pounds. Iverson, the other running back. He's a little smaller. Iverson, 5'6", 165. He's in the backfield now. He slips out of the backfield. Just hit as he throws it wide open, hauling the pass in at the 34-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as a receiver hauling it in that time as Helber, and Helber will go for 10 yards on the reception. First completion, third first down. So it'll be 1 of 2 now for Hedrick, a 10-yard pickup, and a first down again for Dakota State. They move the chains at the 33-yard line of Dickinson State.
Halliburton just able to find a pocket between the defensive backs and the linebackers and just did a little curl pattern, and as soon as he turned around, the ball was right at his numbers, and a nice catch, and followed it up with a couple of extra yards after the catch.
Well, Keeney will come wide. Helber will come wide. They'll go way outside on the left side of that formation with the new receiver. Straight ahead, Iverson, this time not a hole. There's Dylan Dahlgren. He said enough's enough on this ground game right on top of Iverson, and that'll be a pickup of a yard on the play for Iverson, so it'll bring up a second down situation and 9 for Dakota State.
Dahlgren did a nice job of sliding over and filling in the hole, as it looked like it was a big hole right up the middle, but Dahlgren at 6'3", 240, able to fill the hole and get the tackle for a short gain, brings up a second down and 9 for the Trojans.
Looks like Livingston checks in. This is the third running back for Dakota State. High snap, it gets away from the quarterback. Hedrick can't come up with it. Now he does finally fall on it. Making sure he doesn't advance any further is Chase Waters, the sophomore D lineman, the younger brother of Riley Waters. And that's a loss all the way back to the 45-yard line. That's a loss on the play of 13. So that cuts into your rushing yardage. A 13-yard loss will be credited to the quarterback, Hedrick, who got on top of it after the high snap. So third down, and we'll call it third down and long. They have to go from the DSU 45 to the DSU 23. That's about 23 yards for a first down. They swing it out. They get it out on the flat. There's the catch, but it's a short gain as they get it to the 38. Hauling it in that time again was Helber. And that will be a pickup on the play to the 38 from the 45, a 7-yard pickup. And Dakota State will most likely have to punt the football back to the Dickinson State Blue Hawks. So the Blue Hawks bent a bit, but took advantage of a bad snap and put a stop to the drive. And Dakota State will punt it back to Dickinson State.
Well, a break for Dickinson State with that bad snap, as that was the only time on that drive that Dakota State was behind the sticks. And then the Hawks came up with a big stop, a short end-over-end punt, but it's going to take a good roll inside the 10 or right at the 10.
They'll down it at the 11-yard line, so just an angle punt that time for Sheehan, the punter, the senior, and Dickinson State will start deep in their own territory. They'll go to work at their own 11-yard line. 10:44 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard here in the first half. No score. And the Blue Hawks will try to get something going offensively. Let's see who comes in at quarterback for Dickinson State.
I think Marcus Sanders is out there.
Well, Marcus is going to give it a go. So Sanders, he's battling that bad knee injury also, or a sore knee injury again, and he's got that one wrapped up pretty good. So both quarterbacks with that. Sanders comes under center. There's that toss sweep, called it, and then Russ McCarville called it. And there's a big gain. Simonson. The old Hank Bijou toss sweep. You saw it there, Jimmy. You saw that one. You were student manager a lot.
Yeah, that was a mainstay for Dickinson State. And looks like maybe Coach McCarville might want to leave that in the playbook, as they got out of the hole and got out across the 20 out to about the 24-yard line.
Well, Coach McCarver told me we were going to do it and salute to Hank Bijou, and they did, and it went for 12 yards and a first down. Gilbert, sore ankle and all, goes to the right side, and Simonson out in the flat. He's got a receiver out there. That's going to be hauled in. That is Gunlock, and he's going to be close to first down yardage. It'll depend upon the spot. Let's see where they put it down. They give him the first down, so it's a 10-yard reception. Sanders gets the pass off and gets it off for a first down, second first down for the Blue Hawks.
And a nice run that time or a nice pattern that time for Gunlock as he just turned the corner and Sanders put it right on the numbers, right at the spot to gain for the first down.
Gilbert goes to the slot, the tight end. He'll be on the strong side of the formation. They go ahead to Simonson, and he just fights forward, so some tough yards. And that'll be a 2-yard pickup for Simo, and Simonson picks up 2 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down and 8 for Dickinson State at the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line.
And Simonson coming off a great game last week against Mayville State, both running the football and catching the football.
Second down situation and 8 for Dickinson State. Sanders again ready. Marcus, 6'5", 220. They put a man in motion. That's Calderon. They look out in the flat. He's got a receiver out there. That's Clark. Clark will be dragged down short of the first down marker, about 2 yards shy. Let's see where they put it down. Put it down at the 43-yard line. So that'll be a nice pickup that time. Pickup of about 6 on the play. 2 of 2 now for Sanders for 16 yards, and third down, and we'll call it 1 for Dickinson State at the 43-yard line of Dickinson State. Again, ready to go to work. Sanders will come up. Gilbert will go to that fullback position and go shotgun with Gilbert in the fullback, Simonson the running back. And there's Sanders straight ahead to go to Simonson, and he's got enough, more than enough for first down yardage, just straight power football. And that'll go from the 43 to the 47, so give Simonson a pickup of 3 on the play. Third first down for Dickinson State for Simonson. Now 3 carries for 17 yards, and first and 10 for the Hawks at the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line.
On that play, Dickinson State brought in an extra offensive lineman, also brought in a second tight end as Xander Beeson came in to play some tight end on that play, and they also brought in an extra offensive lineman.
Yeah, Hool not able to play. He's got some back injuries, so the tight end position, which was really deep, all of a sudden not. There's a little pitch toss. They get it to Simonson. He fights his way towards midfield. He'll be cut down just shy of midfield. So we'll call that a pickup of 1 for Simonson. And it'll bring up a second down and 9 for Dickinson State at the 49, their own 49-yard line.
That was well defended by Dakota State as they had somebody on both Simonson and Sanders and really held Dickinson State down on that option play.
7th play of the drive for the Blue Hawks. Clark will come out wide near side. Calderon goes wide far side. Gilbert again with Beeson will switch spots. Gilbert will go back to that familiar fullback position. They flip it back to Sanders. He's looking deep. He's going for Simonson. He's out there. He's going for Clark. He's got it at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown. A little dipsy doodle. They flipped it from the running back to the quarterback. It covers 49 yards. And it's a touchdown pass of 49 yards. Sanders to Clark. For Clark, touchdown number 5 on the season. And a nice play, a nice setup. He hung it a little bit, but Clark able to go out and get it, Jim.
Well, Sanders was hit just as he threw it, and it was underthrown, and Clark made a good adjustment to make the catch and avoid the tackle, and then just got a little bump and block by Adrian Calderon to free him at the 10-yard line.
Snap down, placement down, kick is up, kick is good. So Dickinson State jumps out to an early 7-0 lead. The Blue Hawks 7, the Trojans nothing. We'll come back with the Dickinson State kickoff to Dakota State. That's an 8-play drive, 89 yards for Dickinson State, an impressive way to begin homecoming 2025. Hawks 7, Trojans nothing, back in 30 seconds on KDIX.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Bravera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals.
Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Do you think Benny Paulson from Breaking 8 has only played 1 gig?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to my first gig. After this concert, I'm retiring.
Of course not. Whether you're in a band playing multiple gigs a week or a family running multiple devices in your house, you need the speed and reliability to keep up. Multi-gig speeds with no lag, no buffering, always running at maximum volume. Feel like a rock star and call Consolidated for the multi-gig speed you need to amp up your internet today.
Again, 7 and Dakota State nothing. We'll see how the Trojans respond here against this Blue Hawk defense. So, JD, nice way to begin the first drive of the first quarter of the homecoming game.
Yeah, and a good job by Clark to make an adjustment on that catch. And then Calderon, good hustle. He got a little bump block right at the 5-yard line that gave Clark room to get into the end zone. So a good way to start the game. Got to stop with that bad snap for Dakota State on their first series, forced the punt, and then deep in their own territory and had a nice quick drive to get on the board here in the first quarter. It's just what you ask for when you talk about what you want to do for homecoming. The Hawks did it, got a stop, got scored on, got some points on the board, and really did a nice job in the first 7 minutes of this first quarter.
All right, we'll go to work here with the kickoff again. Teeing it up will be Quinn Kaplan, the young man, freshman, true freshman out of Wyoming. He's handling the place-kicking duties for the Hawks. Since Chase Miller went down with that season-ending ankle injury, here's the kickoff, a line drive type kick, and that one's going to sail at the 5. Oh, did it get into the end zone? It did not. It goes out of bounds at the 1, so Dakota State will get it at their own 35-yard line. That's where they will begin their drive. Again, the Blue Hawks 7, Dakota State nothing on the CHI St. Alexius House scoreboard.
Well, that's what happens when you've got a football shaped more like an egg than like a round ball, and it just happened to bounce the wrong way for Dickinson State. Just went out of bounds right at the 1-yard line. So the difference is it'll be at the 35 instead of the 20, that 1-yard difference.
All right, ready to go to work are the Trojans. Haddock in his first series for Dakota State was 2 of 3. As he completed passes for 17 yards, 2 of 3 for 17. And again, he has Iverson back there as his running back. Headache again works out of the shotgun. They put that running back, that is Keeney, in motion. They go to Iverson. Iverson tries to get to the outside, breaks another tackle, keeps his feet. Not very good tackling by the Blue Hawks, and he's all the way out to the 49-yard line. Apparently, Dakota State spotted something with the run game because they do not run the football a lot, but they have run it very successfully now. In the first half, 48 yards rushing, and that's going with a 13-yard loss on a quarterback bad snap situation. First down number 4 for Dakota State.
Yeah, it wasn't a real big hole, but Iverson able to scoot through it, broke a tackle, and got a nice gain on first down, got it out close to midfield.
Put the big tight end in motion. They faked Iverson, go out in the flat, running that little wide receiver screen, and running out of bounds after a pickup of about 5-6 is Malik Ford, the sophomore wide receiver. That'll be a pickup of 6 on the play, bring up a 2nd down and 4, so 2nd down and 4 for Dakota State.
Well, they took Nathan Cook and sent him into motion, and he went out, and then they threw the ball out to the left side.
And again, ready to go. Oh, okay, thank you. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Well, let's see. You turn it off for me. Ready to go to work. Up to go to work on a 2nd down and 4 across the middle. Oh, they got a man wide open at the 25 down to the 23-yard line. And there, Dakota State receivers, Halber hauls that in. That's been a problem for Dickinson State all year long, trying to cover up those receivers across the middle. And that is a big-time pickup. That goes all the way down for a pickup of 20 yards. 4 of 5 now, 43 yards, 5 first downs for Dakota State. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They have the ball at the 23-yard line of Dickinson State. And again, that passing game giving Dickinson State some problems in this first quarter. Again, Headache ready, and he's had some good time. He's back out of the shotgun again. Here's some pressure, looking deep. He's got his receiver down there wide open. Did he hang on to it? Yes, he did. Touchdown. That's going to be hauled in on the far sideline. Looked like he was out of bounds. Let's take a look at that. I think that was Ford over there for Dakota State, but we'll make sure on the reception. Number 6, I believe. Yep, Malik Ford hauls it in. Was he in bounds? So that's what I want to see. I thought he was out of bounds, but they say nobody's taking a look at it, so let's wait and see. They might take a look at it.
Yeah, I think Pete Stanton wants him to take a look at it.
Yeah, I thought he was out of bounds to be
complete. Well, he came down on his knee, and I'm not sure if his knee was on the white or if it was on the blue.
Yeah, I thought it was in that. The referee was looking right at it, so again, you don't want to question the referee because he's right down there, but looking at the consolidated instant replay, Dickinson State takes the a timeout. The Blue Hawk. Well, it's not a timeout. They're going for the review of it. Now let's take a look. We got a real good look at it here. Okay, the foot's in. Foot's up in the air. He's out of bounds. That's an incomplete pass. So we'll see what the officials do when they look at it. But that knee came down in the white and both feet were up in the air. So we'll wait and see. The extra point attempt, if it stands, will be coming. If not, we'll take a look. They'll head down to the tent. The referees will get a workout in. They got to sprint all the way from the 3-yard line all the way to the north end here at the BZU Activity Center. Here we go again. Yeah, he's out of bounds. Well, we'll let them decide, I guess. But just they're looking at the same replay we're looking at. I think it'll be a pretty quick decision here. And if it's not, I'll get my glasses checked, I guess. We'll see.
Well, I'm supposed to get my eyes checked, so
I guess we'll see. And I know I don't see great, but on the replay, it's pretty clear that his legs or his feet were up in the air and the knee came down in the white portion outside the end zone. But it was bang. So again, one more look at it. Thanks, Trace, for running that back again. Let's take another quick glance at it here. He got way behind the defender, though. He was 2-3 steps behind.
Ran a hitch and go, and the defender bit on the hitch and just went right by.
Now he's up in the air, no feet down. There's the knee. That'll be in. Well, I guess we'll let the officials decide. I've said it twice. I'm not going to say it 3 times. We'll let the officials take a look at it. So Pete Stanton, I think, got some information from upstairs also to take a good look at it. So he called for that. And I guess if it's a touchdown, they lose a timeout. If not, they'll put it back to the 23, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Malik Ford was a young man that hauled it in.
So it was a heck of a run by Ford, as he just, like I mentioned, ran a little hitch and go and got behind the defender. It's just that the throw by Hedrick was just a little bit to the outside. If he throws a little closer on the inside of the field, it's probably a complete and a touchdown. But the officials taking a second look at it.
Trying to see where they go. I think they go down.
They go
here.
in the tunnel.
Oh, they do get in the tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, there's a tent in the north tunnel.
Okay, I thought they always had it kind of where the golf carts are down there, but it's inside the tunnel now, and I haven't seen the officials come out yet, so we'll let them take a look at it, and they'll come out to midfield and give the sign here. What a crowd here today. What a tailgate crowd, and what a great crowd in the stadium today. Man, oh man, they're up on the sidelines, and they're up on the sidebars here at Dickinson State in the stands. Be interesting to see what they come up with for attendance. That'll be a little bit later, maybe till after the game, but we'll see what they've got here. And they see them coming out yet, Jim? Still? They're taking a way longer look than I would have taken, but again.
I think if I was the official, I would have grabbed that golf cart and drive that one back.
Well, let's see what happens. 7-0 it remains. A long look at it they are taking, and again, one more look at it, and you're looking as well as we are. If you're watching on Consolidated or listening on us, he's up in the air. And there's the knee. Yeah, I don't know. That's to me, it looks like it's out of bounds, but the guy in the white.
They come back.
The guy in the white hat has got the final word. Our word does not mean anything more than that tree over there on the berm on the east side of the stadium. So they'll measure it. I think Dennis Reap out of Bismarck, North Dakota, our referee. And let's wait and see what the call is. I didn't hear what he said, but he ruled it a touchdown, boy.
Yeah, he said the call on the field will be upheld.
Okay, so it will be upheld, and that'll be a 20. I don't know how it's upheld, but they must have been looking at something different than we were looking at, so they maybe got a better view of it than we did on the replay here. But again, it'll be the PAT attempt, so Ford's credited with a 23-yard touchdown catch. And the placement is down, the kick is up, and the kick looks good, and the kick is good. So we are all even on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Dickinson State and Dakota State 7-7 with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Hedrick with that completion, 5 of 6 now for a total of 70 yards and a touchdown. And again, Dakota State ties it up 7-7. We're back in 30 seconds with the Hawks reception of the Trojans kickoff. We'll do it for you right after this timeout.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
All right, thank you, Tristan, again for Dakota State. Quick drive for Dakota State, a couple of nice runs, a couple of nice passes. They go 65 yards in 4 plays and tie it up at 7-7 on a decision that was made as they went to the 10th to see if he was in bounds or not. Forward in bounds, they ruled he was, and the touchdown stood. So the kickoff up and coming here on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Cauldron back deep to receive along with Wicker. And we're ready. Wicker from Miles City, North Montana. So here's the kickoff. Line drive, short kick. Going to be fielded by one of the upmen at the 29, across the 29, across the 30, and brought down at the 31. A lot of sideway running, not much forward running that time. Up for number 28, I believe. Number 26, excuse me. And that is Zuroff. And Zuroff went more sideways than forward. It's a 2-yard return, and Dickinson State will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Again, Sanders comes out. Simonson in the backfield. Gilbert will work at the tight end. He'll go to the slot now. They'll go with twin receivers to the open side, the wide side of the formation, border side. They'll come right below here with Cauldron. They put Gilbert in motion from left to right. There's a little delay. Simonson's got a little seam, but he just gets a yard. Good cover up there by Dakota State defense. It looked like there was some room, but Simonson cut down quickly after a 1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9. Simonson's been the workhorse here. His 5th carry now for 20 yards. Dickinson State in the football game has rushed for a total in the football game of 30 yards. So to bring up a 2nd down and 9 for Dickinson State at the 31. We'll go shotgun, runners right to the left and right. Now they go ahead again. And this time on the carry, just straight ahead. Not much room that time for Dickinson State's Ty Dossinger. Good to see Ty. This is his first action since the Valley City State game. And he'll go for a pickup of a yard on the play. So we'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 for Dickinson State at their own 32-yard line. Dossinger will check out. Simonson will stay in. Wicker comes in. He'll go wide to the near side or far side with Cauldron right below us. Twin receivers, Gunlack and Clark. Clark already with a touchdown catch in this football game. Sanders in a passing situation here. He'll float Simonson out of the backfield. He'll look downfield. He's got a receiver right open. That's Clark. And Clark's out to midfield. Nice route, nice throw, nice catch, and it goes for a total of 18 yards to Clark, his second reception of the ball game.
Clark just found a little bit of a gap between the defensive back and the linebacker, made a good catch, and then coming from behind the linebacker, Josiah Perez, pretty good pop on it, but Clark able to hold on, and the Hawks have a 1st down right at midfield.
5th 1st down. 4 of 4, 83 yards for Sanders here in the first half. There's that little sweep play to Simonson. He's got nowhere to go. In fact, he's going to lose a yard back to the 49-yard line. Good pursuit over there coming up. A couple of guys. Number 5 initially getting there. That's Perez, the linebacker, and that'll be a loss of a yard for Simonson. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 for Dickinson State. So 2nd and 11 for DSU at their own 49-yard line. 7-7 our score. 3:20 remaining to play in quarter number 1. Been a lot of action in this first quarter. Sanders with Simonson to his right. He looks to his right, rolls to his right, fires it. Nope, he's going to go down. Yep, he's just going to take it. As he goes down, that'll be a sack coming in to get the sack that time. Number 48, Sir, the linebacker, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long. So that'll be a loss on the play from the 49 back to the 42. A 7-yard loss on the play.
And Sir came in off the left defensive side. Simonson tried to pick him up, but Sir made a nice move. Juke to the left, came back to the right, was right in the face of Sanders, and Sanders didn't have any time to throw the football and just took the sack and held on to the football.
3rd and 18 at their own 42. Sanders puts Simonson in motion to the right, comes back to the left behind him. Dropping back, Sanders has got no time, and he's going to be hit and sacked again. They came with the blitz. As Dakota State, and they dance around. That could almost be taunting number 99. Bouncing around looking at Sanders, and the flag didn't come out, so it'll be a loss on the play back to the 37-yard line. I was watching some major college football earlier. They had 2 plays like that, and flags came out, but that time it didn't, so that's a loss of 5 on the play. And it'll bring up a punting situation for Dickinson State. So And Nelson in the punt, and there's a high end-over-end punt. Nice punt by Nelson all the way back inside the 20. Fair catch taken at about the 15-yard line. So Dakota State will go back to work on their third series of the first quarter at the own 15. A minute 53 remaining to play. Dickinson State 7 and Dakota State 7 on the CHI St. Alexios Health scoreboard. And we've got a little time here to remind you that the homecoming activities continue with a big post-game ceremony. We've got a media timeout now. So, Tristan, we're going to put you back to work. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on Kid-Jackson Consolidated. 1:53 left to go in quarter number 1. Dickinson State 7, Dakota State 7. We'll be back in 60.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
What do you get when you buy a vehicle from Dan Porter Motors?
Ooh, I know. Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and get car washes for life.
That's a long time when you're my age. That's right, folks. Forever. No diaper required. Get free car washes for life with any vehicle when you buy a car at Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
That's a pretty good deal. Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
A 75-degree day on October 11th of 2025. A south wind at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. It is just a beautiful homecoming day here. Unbelievable in October that you have this month. I'm just looking down on the field at number 8 down there in that little cart. That is the fine place kicker, the all-conference kicker, Chase Miller for Dickinson State, who was out for the season with that broken ankle that he had happen in MSU Northern in Havre, Montana earlier this year, and he was quite a weapon for the Blue Hawks last year and this year until that injury, but he is done for the year, and a good kid. You hate to see that happen. I don't know if I can get on that cart that close to the sideline if plays coming our way. They'll have to push him out of there in a hurry, but he is right down there. All right, Heddick ready to go to work. Heddick has been outstanding too. 4 of 4 for Sanders for the Hawks, 83. Heddick 5 of 6 for 70. Both have thrown a touchdown pass here. Got a quarterback duel going on. Two teams that can move it through the air. Here comes a little pressure. They bumped it up front, and the pass is going to be caught. Good read that time. Coming up, Hartman trying to get in front of the defender, could not, and it's hauled in that time by Keeney. That should be enough for a first down. That's an 11-yard pickup and a first down. Nice concentration by Keeney. He had Hartman right coming in front of him, trying to cut it off and go for the pick. Didn't happen, so it brings up another first down for Dakota State.
Keeney did a nice job of hanging on to the football. He took a pretty good pop from Hartman, but able to hang on and fall forward and get the first down for Dakota State.
They spotted at the 26-yard line, so first down and 10 for Dakota State at their own 26. 7-7 our score. Minute 15 left to go. First quarter again. Heading back to pass. He's got some time. All kinds of time, and he underthrows it. Good pressure. They finally got some pressure on, but Heddick has had all kinds of time. That might have been Wyatt Fairclough, who's had a nice year quietly for Dickinson State at the linebacking pressure at time, and it goes incomplete. That's a second incompletion.
That brings up a second and 10 for the Trojans.
Bring up a second down and 10 at the 26. Stops the clock with 59 seconds left to go. In the first quarter, Dickinson State 7 and Dakota State 7. Again, ready to go to work is Heddick. He'll go shotgun. Long count this time by Heddick. Works that play clock down to 5. Again, that's straight down and out. He's got a receiver out there. That's Ford. Ford will step out of bounds shy of the first down yardage. A little bit of mismatch size-wise. Out there is Dominic Carter, who's finally back and healthy, but that'll be a pickup to the 34. So that's an 8-yard reception, and it'll bring up a third down and 2 for Dakota State. So 3rd and 2 for Dakota State, and they have the ball at the 34 of Dakota State. Here comes trips to the near side. Looks like Iverson may be in the backfield, or is that number 20? That might be Jay back in there again. We'll double check it momentarily for you. Nope, that's another new guy, and he's got a big hole up the middle. Bounces off, tackles all the way out. Poor tackling by Dickinson State that time. He's all the way out to the 48-yard line. That is Sam Livingston. So Livingston on the carry. He goes from the 34 to the 48. That's a 14-yard pickup. And again, they continue to run the football pretty darn well, does Dakota State. in this contest. They have run now for 62 yards and have passed for 89, and it is a end of the quarter play, and that will be 1st and 10 for Dakota State at their own 47. When we come back, Dickinson State 7, Dakota State 7 will return to the back. Homecoming 2025. We're all even after 15 minutes. It's the Blue Hawks 7, the Trojans 7, back in 60.
Toys. DTE.
83 for the Hawks, 89 for Dakota State. 8 first downs Dakota State, 5 Dickinson State. 5th play of this drive. Upcoming for the Trojans, they'll move to the north end now of the BAC. Hedrick again will go to work. He's lived up to everything we expected. A good throwing quarterback. He puts that man in motion. That is Halber, who's caught a couple. They run a little delay, and there's a flag down. I think they moved early on the left side of that offensive line, but let's hold on and wait and see.
We went the whole first quarter without a flag, except for the kick out of bounds.
Let's wait and see what the call is. Flag's down. Dakota State moving back, illegal chip, so it'll be 1st and 15, and they'll move the ball back to the 42-yard line. Again, the Blue Hawks. Look at that linebacking crew. Riley Waters in there, Gillick in there for Dickinson State.
That makes it a 1st and 10 for the Trojans from their own.
Also Tweet. And there in Osborne for the Blue Hawks, linebacking core. Anderson, Dahlgren, and Chase Waters up front. 1st down and 15. Hedrick back to pass, empty backfield. He's got some pressure, hits as he throws it, and he's got his receiver near the 1st down marker, maybe a little bit short. Again, the Hawks just can't get to him. They get the pass off that time to Ford, and Ford will haul it in for a pickup. They needed 15, and Ford got about 13 on the play, so a 13-yard reception. 8 of 10 now for 102 yards passing already. 2nd down and 2 for Dakota State. They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Iverson back in there as a running back. Their receiving crew will include Keeney. He'll go out wide to the far side with Ford. And also in there, Halber will be in there for Dakota State. 7-7 our score. Dickinson State and Dakota State all even. Long count this time by the quarterback, Hedrick. Trey gets ready. There's the snap. Drops back, looking to the sideline, looking to the middle. And the receiver defensive back fell down that time for Dickinson State. That's number 3 back there for the Blue Hawks. And Dickinson State's defensive back, Trey Gray, the freshman, true freshman, fell down. And that made it easy pickings at the 12-yard line for Ford, who was wide open. So that'll be a pickup on the play for Dakota State, all the way down until they get it up for a pickup of about 25 yards on the play. And another 1st down for Dakota State, 127 yards passing, 9 first downs now. So that'll be 1st and goal. Do they have it? No, they can get a 1st down. It's at the 11-yard line they put it, so 1st and goal. What do we have? Legal substitution. Yeah, legal substitution, so they'll move it back to the 16, so it'll be 1st and 15 at the 16-yard line of Dickinson State. But again, Hedrick right now getting all kinds of time. Now, sometimes you say, well, the defensive backs aren't doing their job, but the Hawks not getting a lot of pressure on Hedrick either, so that plays into him. That's not a good combination when the quarterback's getting all kinds of times and the defensive backs have to cover for a long time. They go with the formation with 4 to the right side, break it back to the left side. They swing it out, that little inside screen. Coming up, big hole all the way inside the 5, down to the 1 yard line. The ball is fumbled away. I think they're going to rule him down. It's going to be picked up by the Hawks, but he was down at about the 1 yard line. That's a 15-yard completion. And Hedrick right now just picking apart Dickinson State secondary. 140 yards now in the passing department. And that, I think, is going to be a first down or not. Nope, it'll be just a bit shy of first down. So it'll be 2nd and 1 at the 2 yard line of Dickinson State for Dakota State as they're threatening to get their first lead of the ball game. They got the big power lineman, defensive end, Casey Colley in there, number 99 at 250 pounds. And the other big guy in there at about 260 pounds. So let's see what they do out of this formation. It's going to be, I think, a direct snap. It is to Colley, and Colley just goes straight ahead. No problem with him getting into the end zone, so he will score on the 1 yard touchdown run as Colley will take it in. And that is a 1 yard touchdown run for Colley, the big defensive end at 250. They put him in, direct snap to him, and it's a 1 yard touchdown run for Colley. And Dakota State moves out in front on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard, 13-7, pending the PAT attempt. So Dakota State on their series takes advantage. The Hawks did not. And Dakota State back in front for the first time as a PAT attempt up and coming. Villanueva will attempt it. Dakota State appears to be 1 player short, and they're going to wait till he gets in there. He does get in there. And now they'll set. They got plenty of time. There's the snap, placement down. The kick is up. Kick looks good. Kick is good. And Dakota State takes their first lead at 14-7. That score coming with 12:35 remaining to play in the first half. It is Dakota State 14, Dickinson State 7. We'll come back with the kickoff of Dakota State to the Blue Hawks. Nice drive by the Trojans as they put together an 8-play, 85-yard drive. 8-play, 85-yard drive with Colley, the D end, at 250, direct snap, and a 1 yard plunge for the touchdown. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDIX.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
With you again, Dakota State with that drive of 8 plays, 85 yards, and Colley, Casey Colley, a senior, 6'1", 250, took the direct snap. I think his teammate right beside him, Jeremiah Scott, at 6'2", 270. They put the 2 big defensive ends, defensive tackles in the direct snap, the Wildcat formation, and scored on the 1 yard touchdown run. Here's the kickoff. That'll be a line driver. That'll go into the end zone and out of the end zone, and the Blue Hawks will take over at their own 25. Well, Marcus Sanders, in his return after missing a couple games, about 2.5 games due to injury, he's had a good afternoon. He has hit on 4 of 4 passes for 83 yards and 1 touchdown, but the Hawks haven't been able to move the ball real successfully on the ground. Of course, a couple of sacks by Dakota State negated some positive yardage. They've rushed for just 17. Clark will go wide to the far side with Gunlack, and then Cauldron will come out wide below us to the near side, the DSU side, here at the back. Dossinger now back in the backfield. He's back there with quarterback Marcus Sanders to the right of Sanders. Long count this time by Sanders. He'll drop straight back. He'll look out. He'll look downfield. Now he's rolling. Now he's rolling. Now he's going to be hit from behind. He'll throw an incomplete pass.
The Marcus Sanders pass is incomplete.
I think we've got a hold probably back there. Let's wait and see on that rollout.
Well, it was a good hold because if he doesn't hold Sanders, it's probably going to get popped from behind.
And he did get popped anyway from behind. Blocked to the face. Probably half the distance. Well, 25 be half the distance to the goal. So that must be a 15-yard penalty. So let's see where they put it down at. They put it down at about the, what is that, the 12-yard line? So they'll have it at their own 12-yard line. It'll be first down. And they have to get all the way out to the 35, so they got about 23 yards to go. So not a good situation to be in. Down 14-7, 12.5 remaining to play here in the first half. 14-7, Dakota State in the lead. Sanders back, looking across the middle. He's got Clark. Clark will haul it in at the 16-yard line, be brought down immediately. That'll be a short gain of about 3 for Clark. So we'll bring up another second down and long for Dickinson State. Sanders now 5 of 5 for 86 yards in this football game. Second down and 20 for Dickinson State. The ball spotted just across the 15-yard line.
On that play, Meineke ran right across the formation, and Sanders couldn't get it to him, and then Clark was right behind him, did get it to him, and got a little bit of a gain.
So to bring up second down and 20 for Dickinson State. Sanders again back to pass, rolls to his right. He's looking downfield. He's going for Meineke. Meineke tries to go up. It's incomplete. A little bit too high that time on the pass. That's his first incompletion of the first half. 5 of 6 now, 86 yards. 1 touchdown. It'll bring up 3rd and 20 for Dickinson State. And again, Dakota State right now playing the field position game, and they've got the Hawks down by 7. They've got them back at their own 15.5-yard line, and it's a 3rd down and 20. So stop here by Dakota State. They'll come out of this with pretty good field position, and the Hawks defense has not been able to put much of a dent into the Dakota State offense thus far in the first half. 14-7 lead for the Trojans. There's the snap. Back to pass. He's got some time, steps up in the pocket, got some more time, throws it downfield. He's got a receiver down there. That's going to be hauled in. What a catch. Clark again. Boy, that young man, I believe that'll be his 4th, I believe 5th catch. We got flags down, so let's wait and see what the call is. That'll be a pickup from the 15, a 30-yard pickup, but let's hold on and wait and see what the call will be. There's a flag way back at the 15. There's a flag up at the 36-yard line. The way the Hawks game has been going, well, we'll see who it goes against here. Might be offsetting. Maybe there's 2 penalties.
Yep, they're going to be offset.
Okay, he pointed to Gunlack, number 14, pointed towards Dakota State, but it should be pointed, so they'll do it over again, so we'll come back. The 30-yard pass catch negated. What was the one on Gunlack?
He was covered, so he was an illegal man downfield.
Okay, all right, there we go. So we got that straightened. Okay, I didn't catch the beginning of it, so again, we'll do it all over again. Nice throw again, nice catch. And that'll bring Wicker out of the ball game. Gilbert comes in, so it'll be 3rd down and 20 now for Dickinson State. 11:41 left to go in the first half. Dakota State 14, Dickinson State 7, and Sanders ready to go to work. Sanders will take the snap. He drops back a couple of steps, looking. He's got some time again, goes out on the far sideline. Did it get caught or is it batted down? It's incomplete. Again, Clark getting up slowly. You don't want to see that young man go down. He made a great effort trying to get to it, and he's hobbling right now. That's a guy that cannot be injured for Dickinson State. That's 8 or 6. I'm trying to see what that is.
4th and 18 for the Blue Hawks from their own 16.
Well, that's Calderon, number 6, I believe. Yep, it is Calderon, so it goes incomplete. So Dickinson State will have to punt the football away. Threw that one into a crowd, but got away with it, so it'll bring up a punting situation for Dickinson State University. So the Hawks will punt it back to Dakota State.
The Ty Nelson punt is fair caught by Joby
Has
Moore.
to be a fair catch. Flags are down, so
Flag on the play.
let's see what the penalty is.
It was a short kick
Very
that
short,
time.
yeah, very short kick.
Fielded at the 42-yard line, so only about a 27, 28-yard kick.
10-yard penalty enforced on fair catch. First down.
Be first down for Dakota State, so they'll put it back into Dakota State territory. They'll take over at their own 48-yard line with 11:18.
Take over possession. 1st and 10 from their own 47.
47, they put it down. 11:18 left to go. Dakota State in the lead on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard by a margin of 14-7, and they're looking to try and add to that lead right now as Hedrick brings them out. As I said, Hedrick has had a great first half throwing the football. Again, 10 of 12 for 140 yards for Hedrick in this football game. They have rushed for 63 yards. Again, Hedrick ready. Long count. Now he gets the snap. There's Iverson on the carry straight ahead, and he's got maybe a yard. There's Waters in there. Riley Waters at the top. On the bottom, Gillick comes up, and that'll be a pickup of a yard on the play for Dakota State, and that was Iverson on the carry. So to bring up a 2nd down and 9 for Dakota State. Again, into the ball game now for Dakota State. Checking into the lineup, number 84, the tight end. That is Nathan Cook. Staying in as a wideout will be Halber. Also in as a wideout will be Keeney out on the far side, and also out there is Malik Ford. 2nd down and 9. Again, some pressure. Here it comes. He's hit just as he throws it. It hangs up in the air. Good pressure that time. One of the few times they've been able to get pressure on, and losing the helmet that time is Heddick, so he'll have to check out of the ball game. So it'll go incomplete.
Chase Selly was in on the cornerback blitz and just came up right through the middle and got a good pop on Heddick. Lost his helmet, so he'll have to check out for a play, and Rashawn Eaton will come in for this play for Dakota State on a 3rd down and 8.
Eaton comes in. He is a 6'1", 210-pound sophomore.
Of course, he filled in admirably while Heddick was out with the injury.
Again, ready to go to work in the backfield. We'll set up with the shotgun formation. High snap. Eaton's just going to tuck it and keep it, and he's going to turn uphill. He's going to be shy by quite a bit of 1st down yardage. Nothing fancy there. 4th down and about 6 now to go for Dakota State, and they'll punt the football away. So stop for the Dickinson State defense. Some good pressure that time from the safety blitz, and Dickinson State gets a stop, and the ball will come back to the Blue Hawks.
Gunlack back at about his 10-yard line for the punt.
So Dickinson State will get the ball back. And in doing the punting for the Trojans, Xander Sheenan, the punter. Low snap, but he fields it cleanly. High end over end punt. Gunluck back to the 5-yard line. Fields it there. Tries to get to the outside. And he's dropping again the Hawks deep in a hole. Might have been better off to let that one go, and probably would have bounced into the end zone, but Gunlock fielded it. Those are the little mistakes Pete Stanton talks about, just simple things, but instead of starting out at your own 20, now you're starting out at your own 7, and that's the kind of mistakes they'd like to stay away from. But again, Gunlock decided to go for it, to field it, and he'll be dropped at the 7, and the Blue Hawks take over with 9:50 left to go in the 2nd quarter. It is a 14-7 lead for Dakota State. We got a media timeout, I do believe, so we'll take a 60-second break on Consolidated TV Channel 18 and KDIX Radio.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
I really love Dickinson. How is the weather here in North Dakota?
You know what? It's amazing. We can have all 4 seasons in 1 week. When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group. As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
Rushing 207 yards. They have 10 first downs. The Blue Hawks have a total of 5 first downs here in the first half of this football game. Oh, Delman, you made it up here. Okay, good. We'll have Delman Gibson on. Minnesota Vikings special teams coach. We'll have him on at halftime. We'll maybe sneak him in here right away before we go to our stats and that type of thing. But great to see him up there. I got the funny feeling the press box is going to get maybe a little crowded up here at halftime, but we'll check it out and see what's going on. A lot of people back, but Rob will stop up and see you at halftime. So again, we'll sit down with Delman Gibson, the special teams coach for the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll visit with him at halftime today. We'll visit with Delman for about 5-10 minutes and see if we can squeeze it in. I know we could go longer, but halftime only lasts so long. Well, the Hawks, let's see what they can do beginning at their own 7-yard line. Again, Sanders will set with that shotgun formation. There's that little fake. He goes out in the flat, going out to Meineke. Did he hang on to it? Yes, he did. So Meineke out to about the 12-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 6 on the reception for Meineke. And that's 6 of 8 now for a total of 92 yards passing. Bring up a 2nd and 4 for Dickinson State. Got to be cautious here, but you got to get some yards, and that was a nice safe down and out by Meineke. And again, Sanders put it on the hands. And the guy that could get to it was Meineke. Coming out, Cauldron, good to see him back in there. He'll go wide near side with Meineke. Clark, who's had a good first half, goes wide to the far side, has had a couple of nice catches erased by penalties. They fake the handoff. They go right up the middle. Simonson on the carry. He gets out to about the 15-yard line. He's going to be shy by about a yard, 2.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. That'll be a pickup for Simon. Let's give him a pickup on the play of about 2, and it'll bring up the 3rd down and 3. So 3rd down and 3 for Dickinson State. The ball at their own 15-yard line. Big play here for Dickinson State. Again, trying to get out of their own territory. They have not been able to do that since the touchdown drive that put them up 7-0. But Dakota State has responded with 14 unanswered points. So Dakota State again will try to hold the fort here. There's the pass. It's complete. Should be good for a first down. Clark comes up with it out at the 19-yard line. And that will be a pickup on the play. For 4 yards, 5 yards, and a first down for Dickinson State. Their 6th first down of the football game as they move the chains. Sanders approaching 100 yards passing now, 7 of 9 for 92 with the 1 touchdown, and 1st and 10. The ball at the 19-yard line of Dickinson State. There's that shotgun set again. They go out again. Clark's out there, and he'll step out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. I say the 26-yard line. No, the 24-yard line. So a 5-yard reception for Clark. And again, 2nd down and 5. Manageable first down situation, Jim. And you get that 5-6 yards on first down.
And they've done it nice that on their 2 first down plays, they've gotten about 5-6 yards on first down, and that makes that 2nd and 3rd down a little bit more manageable.
Simonson back in at running back to go shotgun. He goes to the left of quarterback Marcus Sanders. Twins near side. All kinds of time looking out in the flat. He gets it out there to Wicker. Wicker trying to slip the tackle. He does, breaks the tackle. He's going to be hit. Let's see what we've got there. That was a late hit, it looked like almost, but they say no flags down. Pete Stanton wanted a late flag. He's looking at the official. That'll be a pickup from the 24. Let's take a look here. He pops away, gets away. Now that's one of those pretty close. It's right on the sideline. Really tough as a defensive back to stop. A receiver's trying to gain yardage, so it was right on the line, but it picks up first down yardage for the 31, a 7-yard pickup on the play. 1st and 10 for Dickinson State. They have the ball at the 31, their own 31. There's just straight ahead, not much doing that time. They just run that little play. 1 yard on the play to bring up 2nd down and 9. So 2nd and 9 for Dickinson State. So a 2nd down and 9 situation. Ball spotted out now at the 31-yard line. I'll make it 32-yard line. So 2nd down and 9. Looks like Clark is going to check out of the ball game for Dickinson State. Gunlock and Meineke come wide near side. Trips to the near side also for the Blue Hawks. Simonson the lone back. Shotgun for Sanders. He drops a step back. Here comes the pressure. Gets away from it. Oh, man. He threw that right into the hands of the defensive back that time. That is Marias, and he comes up the linebacker with the interception, and there was nobody there except that guy. And that guy, Marias, comes up with an easy pick. You aren't going to get an easier interception than that. So after going 9 of 11 for 105 yards, 1 touchdown, Sanders throws a bad pass and not at a good time. It's his first pick of the ball game, and the ball will go back to Dakota State, and they'll take over again in Dickinson State territory. The Blue Hawks just cannot keep Dakota State out of their end of the field, and Dickinson State cannot get out of their end of the field, and it's been problematic here in the first half of this homecoming game as the Trojans will take over at the 42-yard line of Dickinson State, leading 14-7, 6:29 remaining to play. Hedrick again has been outstanding today. He'll go to work, sends the man in motion. He looks to the left, looks back to the right. He's looking for the touchdown pass. Got a receiver down there. It's batted away. Good play that time downfield by Dickinson State. They're making the play. Carter goes up and bats it away that time from the intended receiver. It looks like Ford was the intended receiver, or was that Keeney on the play? But it goes incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 at the 49. That was Ford, so he couldn't come up with the catch. Ford a little gimpy as he comes to the wide outside below us here. They'll go with that triangle set with the guy up in front. That is Colren again, and then Ford behind him, and Iverson, there's that little slant in. They break a tackle. Ford does. Fumbles the football. It's loose. Who's got it? Who's on top of it? I think Dakota State got back on top of it. That was bouncing around. It'll be a completion on the play of about 3 yards. They got it out there, but a 3-yard reception and then the fumble, but Dakota State gets it. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for Dakota State. So 3rd and 7 11 of 14 now passing for Headache, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interception. So 3rd and 7. The ball spotted at the 38 of Dickinson State. Big play for the defense of Dickinson State. Big play for the offense of Dakota State. They lead it on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard, 14-7, 5.5 left to play in quarter number 2. Iverson in motion out of the backfield. Here comes the pressure. Right side. They got a man wide open again. There's Ford. And I think he got enough for first down. He's at the 29, and that is enough. That's a pickup of 9 on the play. And Headache continues to pick apart this Dickinson State defense, and that goes for 9 yards and a first down. That is number 12 in the first down department for Dickinson State. So 1st and 10 for the Dakota State Trojans at the 29 of Dickinson State. 5 minutes left to go here. Iverson in the backfield now. He'll slide in there. Not a real big running back at 5'6", 165 for the junior. He goes to the left of the quarterback, Headache. There's that little delay. He'll hand it, turn it, and go for Iverson, and he'll just power straight ahead. And again, not great tackling by Dickinson State, as he'll go inside the 25 from the 29 to the 24. That is a 5-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for Dakota State. So the Trojans now 72 yards rushing, 152 passing, and it is 2nd down and 5, and the ball spotted at the 24-yard line of Dickinson State. So the Trojans trying to add to that 7-point lead. Plenty of time with 4.5 remaining to play. Now into the ball game for Dakota State comes Livingston, the running back. They've used 3 running backs back there, have the Trojans. There's that little fly play to the outside. He's got a hole, breaks the tackle. He's at the 10. That play has worked all day for Dakota State. They have just been able to bust that off tackle, offside to the borderline, and he gets down to the 6-yard line, and that is a pickup on the play. Nice pickup on the play all the way down to the 6-yard line. They spotted an 18-yard gain on the play, and that is enough for another first down, 13 first downs, and now the Hawks defense backed up. It'll be 1st and goal for Dakota State, and the ball spotted at the 7-yard line of Dickinson State University. Back into the backfield now comes the 3rd back again, Darius J. They've used Iverson J. In the backfield, and along they've also used a couple of other guys, but right now they're looking, throwing it out on the flat, and he saw the coverage out there that time on the intended receiver. That is Keeney, and he just threw it in the ground and throws it incomplete. So an incomplete pass, 12 of 16 now, 152 yards passing, the 1 touchdown interception, bring up 2nd and goal, and the ball spotted, they say on the 6-yard line, so we'll call it 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line for Dakota State.
One of the rare times Dickinson State got pressure is Shell Osborne got right in the face of Headache and had to throw the football in the turf at the feet of the intended receiver.
There's the snap, there's the give, right side. Iverson goes straight ahead to about the 4, got inside the 5. I'm going to say right at the 5 he went down, so that'll be a pickup of 1 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and goal for Dakota State at the 5 of Dickinson State. Now to 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining to play in the first half. The Blue Hawks again down 14-7 in their homecoming game. Would like to get a stop here and at least limit Dakota State to 3. We'll see if it happens or not. We're going to have a timeout. Headache steps up. Nope, we're going to go to work. Headache has Iverson to his right. Long count. He puts Iverson in motion. Looks to his right. Looks to his left. Looks back to his right. He's got a receiver out there. It's incomplete. Trying to come up with the catch that time. Falling down. Got on the hands momentarily, but then hit the ground and it popped out. So the field goal attempt will be up and coming here for Dakota State. It'll be a short attempt, but the Blue Hawks do avert the 6 points, and let's see what they do. If they can maybe get a block or get a stop here on this 4th and goal at the 6 with the field goal spotted down at about the 12, so it'll be about a 22-yard field goal attempt. Again, Dakota State leading it 14-7 and trying to add to that lead right now. Make it a 17-7 ball game. Low snap, place it down, kick is up. Did it get through the uprights? It did. It's good. So the field goal is up and good from 22 yards out. And Dakota State with 17 unanswered points. They fell behind 7-0, have scored 17 unanswered, and they lead it on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, 17-7. We'll come back with the kickoff to Dickinson State. We'll do it in 30 seconds again on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. It is Dakota State, a 10-play, 42-yard drive. It comes up with 3 points, and they lead it 17-7. Back in a half minute on Consolidated Channel 18 TV and KDIX Dickinson.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
I'm back with you, Dakota State. Remember, this series is the 30th meeting between these two teams. Dickinson State has won 27 of 29, so they are 27-2 against Dakota State. But the Trojans have flipped the table here after falling behind early, 7-0. Reeled off 17 unanswered points, and they now lead it 17-7 on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. A 10-play, 42-yard drive ends in that field goal attempt by Villanueva. There's the kick, again a short kick, and it's going to be a fair catch. That's going to be taken by Jacob Bundy, and Bundy just caught the fair catch. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. And the Blue Hawks will go to work. The Blue Hawks, since that first drive, Jim, have really mustered very little offense here in the first half.
Well, Dakota State has been able to stop the run and hasn't given Sanders much time to throw the football either, as they've done a nice job offensively, or defensively, I should say. And on the flip side, the offensive line for Dakota State has done a good job getting holes for the running backs and giving their quarterback Hedrick all kinds of time to look downfield and go through his progression. So it's been that line on both offense and defense that has done the job for the Trojans.
Simonson in the backfield, back to pass. They flip it over the middle. He's got Simonson at the 30, to the 35, keeps his feet at the 40, all the way out to the 42. No flags are down. It's been that kind of day. Every time something good happens, it seems like a flag pops out, but not there. So a 41-yard pass play, 16-yard reception for Simonson, and a first down for Dickinson State. Their 7th first down. Again, they go out in the flat. Simonson gets the call again at the 45. He's at the 50 and run out of bounds. Boy, out of bounds at about the 46-yard line of Dakota State. So a nice catch and run that time.
Well, Simonson had a good game last week at Mayville State, both running and catching the football, to give him back-to-back receptions, as the Blue Hawks going to try and get one more snap before the 2-minute timeout.
So Dickinson State looking with 2:02 remaining. Will they get it done? Nope, they do not. There's the 2-minute stoppage. So they stop it. It should go to 2 minutes, not 1:59. But again, that'll be our 2-minute break, or 2-minute timeout, or 2-minute warning, whatever you prefer. That'll be 1st and 10 for Dickinson State at Dakota State's 46-yard line. 17-7, Dakota State trying to spoil homecoming for Dickinson State. They're up by 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean-burning propane and bulk fuel, and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most, with locations throughout southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Hawks got some life here on this drive. A couple of quick passes to Simonson, and they have picked up 27 yards. Sanders now in the ball game, 11 of 13, 132 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. We're ready to go back to work. Dickinson State has 2. Oh, they have all 3. I thought they took a timeout away from Dickinson State on the thing, but they've got 3 listed up there. Well, we'll double check it. Not if you make a call where you want to review and you don't get the call going your way, they take a timeout off the board, but there's 3 listed up there. Both teams with 3. Sanders again puts Wicker in motion to the near side. Clark goes wide to the far side. Wicker's in that trip formation, or part of it, and there's a sack again, big number 90 in there, Caleb Dwyer, And the Hawks dropped for a loss. That is the third sack by Dakota State today, and it's all the way back to the 47-yard line. And that is a loss of 7 on the play for Dickinson State. And again, they'll go with a second down and long. Again, Sanders, here comes the pressure again. He's hit again, and now he goes down again, and flags coming out all over the place. Let's see what the flags are. Boy, they came in a hurry, 3 of them.
And they all fell right at the feet of where where Sanders was tackled.
He's back at the 39, so after going forward quickly for 27 yards, they have gone back. That's a 9-yard loss if it stands for 16. I think they'll decline the penalty holding. Yeah, they'll decline it, so it'll be a 9-yard loss. So that'll be a 9-yard loss and bring up third down and long. So what looked like a promising drive here in the final 2.5 minutes is all of a sudden turned in third and a marathon distance to go. They're all the way back at the 39-yard line, and they have to get, but Dakota State's going to take a timeout. They have to get down to the 37-yard line or 36-yard line almost of Dakota State. So that's 14, and you tack on another 9, 11. That's 25 yards, so third and 25. Let's take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, Dickinson State will look at third and 25 at their own 39, down 17-7, a minute 36 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Back in a half minute on Consolidated Channel 18 and KDIF.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Have you ever left home?
Blue Hawks trying to get something to happen, but now looking at a long situation. Third down and 25. Gilbert will go in tight. They'll go twins to the Dakota State side, the short side, the wide side. They'll bring Calderon out, and they look across the middle. They're just going to air it out, see if Clark can get under it, and the ball's batted away, incomplete. Might not have been a bad idea for them to intercept it, and would have been a nice punt, but it goes as a long incomplete pass, and now you have to punt the football away. And let's see if Dakota State comes after the punter now, Ty Nelson, who's had one nice punt and one short punt. So a drive that began with a 16-yard pass, an 11-yard pass, and a 7-yard sack, a 9-yard stack, ends very quietly for Dickinson State. The Blue Hawks now in this football game just 7 yards rushing, and that is a total of 5 sacks against the quarterback in the first half. Now we've got a penalty. What's the penalty there? Short punt again down to the 40-yard line of Dickinson State. I think the leap. I think he leaped. I don't know if you can leap or not. Let's wait and see. The guy rushing the punter. Personal foul. Yeah, that's what it was. That's a 15-yard penalty and a first down. Let's watch that again. Trace, can you run that replay back for us? Let's take a look if you could. If you can't, that's fine. But he leaps, so Dickinson State will get the football back again. I think it's a first down for the Blue Hawks. Yes, it is. So via the penalty on the unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul. You can't leap over the top of the blocker, and he did that, so Dickinson State gets to, and I mean, he was way up there in the air. So first and 10 for the Hawks with a minute 18 to go. They get it at the Dakota State 46-yard line, and those flags came out in a hurry. There was no hesitation at all. So let's see what Sanders can do. He's been sacked the last 2 times he's trying to throw the football. He drops back again. Here comes the pressure again, and he goes down again. My goodness.
And another flag came out too.
Yeah, let's hold on. Another one. That's 1, 2. I think I see 3 of them out there. Holding against Dickinson State. I see the preliminary signal. So the line of scrimmage, the 46, I'll put it back. So that'll erase the sack, but that is Dickinson State. Sanders has been sacked 5 times. Clock at a minute 14. I think Dickinson State kicked off, so I think they will have, although they kicked with the wind, I'm not quite sure. I missed the coin toss, so I wasn't sure who won the coin toss, if the Hawks deferred or if they decided to kick off with the wind. Back to pass again. Sanders goes out to Calderon on the flat. He'll break a tackle inside Dakota State territory. That'll go from the 47 of Dickinson State. That's a 10-yard pickup on the last play. 12-16. Dickinson State will take a timeout here. 12-16, 142 yardage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So we'll look at Dickinson State, a third down, and about 7 to go for a first down as the ball spotted at the 42-yard line of Dakota State. 56 seconds remaining. The Blue Hawks have what? 1 timeout remaining, I do believe. 17-7 our score. We'll just keep it right here. And again, Delman Gibson, don't leave me now, Delman. I'm gonna get you here right away. We got to talk about those special teams of the Minnesota Vikings. You got to be pretty. He's smiling, so I think he's happy where the Vikings are at right now. But we're going to talk a little bit about the journey Delman's been on since he left Dickinson State.
Well, Delman's probably just happy to sleep in his own bed for a little bit, as the Vikings spent 10 days over in Europe and played in Dublin and then London.
How was that Europe trip? Tiring? It was, okay. What's it like going from Dickinson to Butte is what you're saying there? Okay. Okay, I can relate to that. All right. I gotta let my buddy Dave Nodlin, a big Minnesota Viking fan, he better tune in at halftime and listen here. Dave Nodlin up in Kildare at Prairie Upland, a big Vikings fan. I have to have Mikey Renner remind him. Here we go to work on a 3rd down and 7 with 1:01. They put 1:01 back on the clock, put 4 seconds back on. Again, ready to go to work. Sanders, he's been sacked 5 times. Again, he's got pressure. Oh, man, he throws it up. What a catch by Gunlack. Kind of took it away from the linebacker that time. Number 34 wasn't a pretty pass. Paulson went up, so did Gunlack, and he comes down with it at the 24. That's an 18-yard completion, and that'll bring up a 10th first down for Dickinson State. Nice job by Gunlack. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the 24. Dakota State, they get it across the middle, and it's dropped. Wicker had it on the hands at the 18, but couldn't bring it in, so it will bring up a 2nd down situation. Stops the clock with 44 seconds remaining, but the Hawks trying to work into the end zone. They really would prefer 6, but try to get some points out of this as they go to work. 2nd down and 10, and the ball again at the 24 of Dakota State.
Well, they're going to bring Gilbert in, and Simonson's going to check out, and they'll go with a 5-wide set as Gilbert lined up in the slot to the right of the formation in the trip set.
Okay, the Twins to the far side, back to pass. This time Sanders got some time, across the middle. Ooh. Yeah, that comes out. Yeah, he grabbed him. I thought it was going to be pass interference, and I didn't see the flag come out. But Gunlack got on top again of got inside of number 34 and over the top of Paulson. Paulson just kind of hooked him, a little hook grab there. And that'll be a penalty and a 1st down for Dickinson State. 1st down, number 11 on the pass interference call. Or it could be a holding call. I think it's a pass interference. So 1st down for Dickinson State, number 11 in the first half. 1st and 10. The ball will be spotted where? Right at the...
Now they'll go half the distance to the goal, so it'll be down. Now it's going to be inside the 10 at the 9.
1st and goal at the 9.
Well, if you're Dickinson State, you absolutely have to come out of here with at least 3. You'd love 7, but if you can go in down by just 1 score.
Again ready. Back to pass. Sanders looking in the end zone, going for Clark. Did he hang on to it? Now we got flags down again. Man, that's a touchdown, but penalty flags are down. If it stands, it'll be a 9-yard touchdown to Clark, his 2nd of the ball game.
Oh, that's going to be a hold or a grab on the defensive back as he just grabbed Clark's arm, and a holding on the defense. The Hawks will decline that, and a nice catch by Clark as he'll get into the end zone. And what a great drive to take advantage of that penalty on Dakota State on the punt and come back and finish off the drive and put 6 on the board, looking for 7.
Extra point by Nelson, up and coming. Gunlack made a nice catch. Will do the holding for Dickinson State. Placement down. Kick is up. It's blocked. It's no good. So that's a big break for Dakota State. So it is a 17-13 lead for Dakota State over Dickinson State with 33 seconds remaining to play. 11 plays, 75 yards. The Blue Hawks down by 4, 17-13. Welcome back to the back on KTIX and Consolidated in 30 seconds.
Wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
Howdy, partner.
In the first half of this football game, so they get back into the ball game after scoring the first touchdown. They gave up 17 unanswered points and break that string with a nice drive. High end over end kick, going to carry down to the 12. Going to be fielded there by Dakota State, trying to get to the outside. Not much room out there. Gets across the 25 to about the 28. I believe that is number 1 with the return. That is Jobai Wolf, the wide receiver. And they'll put it at the 27-yard line, down to 28 seconds remain. Let's see what Dakota State elects to do here.
Got an injured Blue Hawk across the way, just inside the 30-yard line.
Tim Kright, the longtime trainer for Dickinson State, hustling out there. Tim checking out the injured player for the Blue Hawks. Again, I think what we'll do, Jim, is as soon as we head to halftime, Tristan, I'll give you a chance to, we'll play our first break of our halftime report here. I've got it someplace here. I got to see where I put it. I think, yeah, there we go. We got our first break of the ball game. We'll take a 3-minute break, and then we'll bring Delman Gibson in and talk with him. And then before we get the second half started, we'll come back, look at stats. I'd like to get Delman on right away so he can get together with some of his friends back there at Dickinson State again. They're still working on the injured player, and I can't spot a number over there, so I'm not quite sure. He's flat on his back and was on the kickoff return team. The Blue Hawks again put together an 11-play, 75-yard drive. Still looking at the player, and he's not getting up very fast. Looking at the leg area, it looks like down there. There's a good shot by Consolidated Channel 18 TV down there. Tim Kright working on the lower area, the lower body area. So Pete Stanton out there also. So just can't pick out the number. I can see a little white on the shoulder pads, a little white in the front of the jersey, but let's wait and see what it will be on the injury situation for the Blue Hawks. Again, beautiful day, mid-70s. Again, that south wind hasn't got as crazy as it was supposed to get. Probably still in that 20-mile-per-hour range, but again.
And when I checked the weather just before I came up here, just after 11 o'clock, it was 20 to 30 miles per hour. But like I said, down on the field, I don't feel like it was blowing as hard. It kind of goes over the top. And, of course, you got that big scoreboard in the south end zone, kind of cuts the wind a little bit as well.
Again, Dickinson State trailing 17 to 13 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard.
Of course, Dickinson State on a 3-game losing skid. The first time that Pete Stanton had lost 3 games in a row here at Dickinson State, trying to avoid a 4-game losing skid.
I looked back at the numbers, and of course they had the one year they were in the Hank Bijou's last couple of years. They were 2-10 and 1-11, and 1-11 year they had a 5-game losing streak, and then had another 5-game losing streak. So again, that has been their longest losing streaks of a long time in Blue Hawk football. But again, that injured player is still down. I guess we should have took a break here, but they're still working on him down there. Let's take a quick break here, Tristan. Let's take a 30-second timeout on both Consolidated and kickoff as they continue to work on the injured Blue Hawk player down outside the hash marks, between the hash marks and the Dakota State sideline at about the 28-yard line. We'll take a half-minute timeout, back in 30 seconds.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
For Dickinson State this year, but he goes down on special teams, and he's a young man that has contributed, so that's a tough break and looks like a pretty serious injury. You got the trailer out there and everything. I think that's, well, maybe, is it number 11? Maybe it's Cash Randall, too. They got number 11 listed as Randall in the numerical roster for Dickinson State. They're going to take him off of the field. So again, number 11 checks out. Well, they got 11 Wyatt Faircloth in the two deep, so I think it is Wyatt. So Dakota State will go to work. Again, Tristan just back at the studio. They'll go to work at their own 27 with 28 seconds remaining. They've got 2 timeouts remaining, leading 17-13. They're looking deep, and there it goes. We have our first sack from Players Sports Bar and Grill Sack. Stop by Players for great food, great drink, and a great atmosphere with great people. A Players Sports Bar and Grill Sack, number 1 of the day, number 1 of the game for Dickinson State. Jim?
Ben Glasscock came up with the tackle, the defensive lineman, 6'3" junior out of Miles City, Montana. And looks like the two teams are going to let the quarter run out.
So that brings an end to our first half of play. A 7-yard loss, the first sack. Tristan, let's get a 3-minute break. Jimmy, we'll switch Jimmy out, bring Delman Gibson in. He can put the headsets on. I know he's an expert with headsets here, and we're going to visit with him and talk a little Minnesota Vikings football with Delman Gibson, and we'll do that for you. And we'll do it in about 3 minutes. Back in 3 minutes on KDIX and Consolidated. Thanks for coming up.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
So let's say you buy one of those value meals and it costs you about $10. Then they give you one free value meal once a week for the rest of your life. That would be a pretty good deal, right? Well, at Dan Porter Motors, when you buy a vehicle, we give you free car washes for life, valued at about $10. Let's say you wash your vehicle twice a week for 10 years. That comes out to over $10,000. That's a pretty good deal. See Dan Porter Motors for your next vehicle and get free car washes for life.
Boy Toys.
Teams coordinator. Tell us about the journey from 2016 till 2025, sitting up here with me. Where'd you go? How'd you get where you're at? And then we'll talk about a little bit about working with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. So after I left Dickinson, I went to Colorado and spent 3 years there. The big thing with that Colorado story is the boss that I now have at Minnesota. We were together at Colorado, so that's how I got here. But from Colorado, I went to Michigan State, then Southern Illinois, then finally to Minnesota Vikings in 2023.
I asked Dalton before we went on, when did you leave here? And he said 2016. I thought, that can't be that long ago.
Yeah.
But he's getting a little bit older, and I'm getting a lot older. But talk a little bit about your role now. What does your job encompass with that? Take us through, you're on a bye week this week, so take us through a week where you've got a job to do, and what does it do starting, I'm sure, Sunday? When you get back this week, you'll probably be ready to go. You head back to the Twin Cities tomorrow. What do you do as a special assistant and special teams?
Yeah, so the main thing is identifying and trying to create matchups in the kicking game at the NFL level between our opponents and the personnel that we have on our roster. So it's going to start on Monday, just diving into the Eagles and figuring out who they are, what players do what for them. So that'll take a good 1 or 2 days to game plan those guys, and then from that standpoint, we just get into our practice and just try to bury home the game plan as best as we can.
Okay, how many people do you work with? I mean, I'm sure with all the special teams people, how many people does that encompass?
Yeah, so we have 48 on the active roster, and there's about 13 to 15 guys that are on every single special teams unit for us. But we coach everybody on the team, so there's about 35 people in our meetings.
Okay, wow, you got a busy job then.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
You keep busy. Talk about the Vikings now. Again, you're off to a pretty solid start. You split over in Ireland and England, and what do you like about this group that you got? I know we'll talk about Kevin O'Connell in a minute, but let's talk a little bit about the team as a whole.
Yeah, I think the connection that this team has, I think you got to have unique relationships to have unique results, and I think we've definitely showed that through the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. So love where we're headed in terms of how this team's chemistry is coming together, so looking forward to what we're going to do in the weeks ahead.
It's kind of interesting. You got the you always got, it seems like no matter what team you're with, where you're with, it kind of always comes back to the quarterback, and you got the injured J.J. McCarthy trying to get healthy. You got Carson Wentz from NDSU coming in and playing, and he's played pretty well. J.J., when he's been there, has had his moments. So I'm sure, you probably don't have a lot to do with that, but you see it and you go for it, and it's kind of an interesting scenario when you have a team kind of trying to decide who the quarterback's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely, and you get to see it in real time how these guys are performing and preparing to go get us a W on the weekends. But it's been great to see these two in the same room, bouncing ideas, competing, and just working together.
How was the trip? Let's talk about, when we went to a break here, I turned around and I asked Dalman how the trip was to Ireland and to England, and he said long. And I said kind of like Butte to Dickinson, and he said no, it was a little longer. How was that trip? Because you were gone. Most of the time you go for a week. You were gone for 2 weeks with the whole group over there. That's got to be an interesting experience with. I'm sure the travel party was well over 100 people.
Yeah, we've traveled 195.
Wow.
And we left Minneapolis Thursday night at 7 o'clock after practice and flew all night, woke up in Dublin. And the big thing for all these transitions and the adjustments is they don't let you go to sleep when you land in London.
They don't?
Dublin. Nope. You land, you drink about 2 or 3 shots of espresso, have a little snack, do a little light stretch, and then about an hour later we go right to practice.
How about Paul Ellen, the broadcaster? Let him go to sleep? Did they let the radio guys go to sleep or not?
I don't know. I think he was probably doing all his prep on the plane, knowing PA.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the remainder of the season now. You come back, you got, you're going to play a team that started off great, 4-0. Now all of a sudden they're 4-2. They've lost a couple, so I don't know if it makes them better or worse, but it probably makes them a little bit angry. So, you got to get the special teams ready. The offense has got to get ready, and the defense has got to get ready for a team that's going to come in not used to losing.
Yeah, no question. We've got a pretty tough end of the schedule coming up right now, but we're ready for it, and I think we're hitting our stride right in time.
Okay. How about head coach Kevin O'Connell? What's it like to work with him? He's, we look so, so far away from it that you just see a little bit of bite here, a little bit of bite there. You see a press conference. What's he like to work with?
He's an unreal guy to work for. Salt of the earth. I mean, he's a family man. He's got 4 kids, busy guy. So he's going to do everything that he needs to do to get his staff prepared and ready to go, and as well as players, but just the environment and the culture that he's created for the staff alone and the team has been awesome, and there's not many like him.
All right, Delman, thank you for
Appreciate
stopping.
you, Rod.
Hey, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Miss you around here, and I wish it wasn't 2016, and you wish you weren't 34, and I wish I wasn't 71, but
That's
it is
right.
what it is, and we
Amen
do what
to
we
that.
do. Thank you for stopping
Yep.
up. Really appreciate it. Have a
Appreciate
great
you, Rod.
rest of homecoming. I know it's a special group. You went into the Hall of Fame as a team member yesterday. I know that means a lot to you to be
Yeah,
back here.
Absolutely.
All
It
right.
means the world. Thanks.
Hey, Jay Schillinger, come in and put the headsets. I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to come over and talk to me just for a minute. You know, we got a Hall of Famer here. I'm going to bring Jerry Kushner in here and talk to him from Canada in just a minute. Okay, all right. Put the headsets on Jason. Of course, Jason coached and played. He was one of the, I don't know, I was, you know, I got my Mount Rushmore running backs, and this guy was on it. So Jason, thanks for stopping in. Came in the booth there. He said, there's so many guys back. It's quiet in here. I can watch the game and look at the game and hear a football fan. What do you think of the first half here, Jason? We'll talk a little bit about where you're at in Sydney and how that program is going.
Yeah, thanks for having me up here. The 7 points before half was huge. You know, that's a 3-point deficit now rather than 10. That was a big penalty on the punt team for them, and DSU did a great job of capitalizing on that and getting a nice score there before half.
Okay, let's talk about you a little bit now. You've made a little journey. You've been in Montana for quite a while now, and now you're back in Sydney, Montana. Let's go from when you got to I know you were at the University of Montana. You were out in Missoula for quite a while. How'd that go, and then how'd you end up in Sydney, Montana?
Yeah, it was a good experience coaching at the University of Montana with Coach Hauk. Learned a lot, about football, running the program, and so forth. Really enjoyed living in Missoula and coaching with my brother, who was out there at the time. So that was really enjoyable. Our family really enjoyed it out there as well. And then, you know, it was just a time to start thinking about coming back to home. My parents getting a little bit older, and my dad's kind of running a family farm all by himself, and he's battling Parkinson's right now, so it's kind of nice to be around him and be able to help him when I can, and only be an hour away from him, which is a lot better than 10 hours. And also it's nice to be close to my brother and sister who are over in Bismarck, so it's a lot closer to Sydney than it is Missoula.
How about the Sydney Eagles? Tell us the football team. We kind of, you know, I get on the bus with Pete, and he's in front of me, and I always go through Jason, Rob, and see how everybody's doing. How's the Sydney Eagles? I haven't been on the road for a while now, so how are they doing?
We're doing actually really well. We've been fortunate. We got a few wins. Maybe we shouldn't have won, but that's part of football. And in order to have a good season, you got to beat somebody that you shouldn't. And we've been able to do that. And right now we're 6-1, which last year we were 1-8. So we've made a pretty good turnaround, and mostly underclassmen, so we're excited about the future of the program as well.
You know, you got to have a few of those that you shouldn't get that you get, because you always have a few that you got that you didn't get. So
right.
you know, you got to do a great job. Jace, again, how's the wife and the family? How are they doing?
They're doing great. Yep.
How old are they? I almost hate to ask because that really ages me. How old are you? Not you.
Okay. Lola's a junior in high school. My son Grady is an 8th grader, and Veda is a 5th grader. And Amy's doing great. She's working in orthopedics at Sydney Health Center and really liking her job.
All right. Well, get your seat back up here so you can enjoy the second half. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks,
great
Rod.
to see you.
Always
Jay.
good to see you.
All great to see you. Jerry Kushner, pull in a goddamn chair up here, and I'm going to talk to. I'm on a roll, so we're just going to keep rolling here. What? You found him? Okay, you got him hooked up with Todd?
Yeah, I will get Todd over there.
Okay. All right. Jerry Kushner, name, you know, I don't want to say from the past, because then I'm from the past too, but a guy that has spent a lot of time and really been a dedicated supporter of Dickinson State. And Jerry, you've been around a little bit. You were in California. Now you're in, I believe,
Georgia.
Yeah. I was going to say Alabama. I don't want to say Alabama for a guy from Georgia. So, but a little bit about where you've been since you left Dickinson State and what you're doing now.
Dickinson, I went back to Canada. I had a couple of CFL tryouts. Then I came back, and actually I coached in Edmonton for a year, and all the guys, Kratzer, Scranton, Chapman, I brought them all down here. And then I went to coach at Valley City. So that game coming back here to play Dickinson was a hard one. But really from there I went to Sacramento State.
Okay.
I was a graduate assistant, and I coached around California and Arizona. But I came back to Sacramento in '95 and went back to Sac State, and then from Sac State I went to American River, and it's also in Sacramento Junior College.
Okay.
And I finished my career there as a director of football operations, coaching kickers. And in 2020, we moved to Arizona for a couple of years. My wife's company had a position for her, and then she retired, and off we went to Georgia.
Okay.
So
I think you like Georgia because I kind of follow you a little bit, and it seems like you really enjoy it down
we
there.
love Georgia. It's a great place to be. The pace of life is slower. We just, we're all Bulldog fans now, and just everything about Georgia is so nice. The people have been friendly. We live in a small town, Leesburg, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to go. It's always fun to come back to Dickinson. I've come back plenty times to work the summer camps with Hank. When I was able to, I'd come back for homecoming, and now that I'm retired, I just, my wife and I have dedicated a lot of stuff for Dickinson.
How about this group that's back? I mean, isn't this over 500 former football players are back? It's just amazing.
It's just, it's so fun. This has been a fun weekend so far. Yesterday there was a little social in the afternoon. A lot of guys from our era. More guys came last night, and it's fun to see Walby and Severson. Some of the guys I really keep in contact with a lot. Dave Michelson and I talk all the time, and we've got a few things going on, and it's just fun to be back. The weather's great.
Georgia weather.
Georgia weather. No humidity right now. So yeah, we love coming back here, and this has been great. This is a wonderful atmosphere, and we go to Georgia games or Florida State games, and doesn't meet the 93,000 people in the marching band playing Battle Hymn of the Republic,
but it's still special.
It is, and we just I saw Todd Ost here, and he goes to the K-State games, and he goes, "This is still fun. This is still fun, and it's still fun to come back to Dickinson."
Hey, I want to thank you. Last time Jerry was here, I told him to come and see me at halftime. He didn't, so when he came in today, I said, I'm putting him on the air because if I take breaks and do stats, I'll never get to talk to him. So I put you on there, and we get to talk for 5 minutes. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you for having me, and God bless you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
Say hi to your wife. We'll see you tonight. Okay?
You bet. Thank you.
Win or lose, we'll see you tonight.
We'll come back.
Okay, good enough. All right, Jerry Kushner. What a halftime report. Delman Gibson, Jay Schillinger, and Jerry Kushner. I don't think it gets any better than that. But, Jimmy, I'm going to have you slide in here. Let's take another break here. I'm going to do some duties here. Let's see. We got another break of 3 minutes. Let's get that break in, and then we'll come back. They stopped the clock at 5 minutes. They're still introducing some people, so let's do that. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back, look at some numbers. If I'm not back, Jimmy will give them to you back in 3 minutes.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
Hey Ben, we love the house, but how's the hunting?
Actually, the hunting around here is great. I'd love to show you some spots.
When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Rooster. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
It's Samaj Clark from 51 yards out. Ty Nelson out of the PAT. 7:18 left in the first quarter. It was 7-0 Dickinson State. Then Dakota State came back, got a 23-yard touchdown pass from Trey Heddick to Malik Ford. Adrian Villanueva added the PAT with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. It was 7-7. Then Dakota State had a nice drive going, 8 plays, 85 yards, and Casey Colley, the big defensive end, took it in the Wildcat. 2-yard touchdown run, the PAT by Villanueva, and it was 14-7 in favor of Dakota State with 12:35 left in the first half. Then Dakota State got a 22-yard field goal from Adrian Villanueva at the 2:36 mark and went up 17-7. Then Dickinson State got the football back, got out to about midfield and lined up to punt the football, and a penalty on Dakota State gave the Blue Hawks the football back, and Samaj Clark, a 9-yard touchdown catch from Marcus Sanders. The PAT was blocked with 33 seconds left in the first half. It was 17-13. Dakota State led it, and that's the way we stand at halftime. Team stats, Dickinson State 12 first downs, Dakota State with 12 first downs. Total plays, Dickinson State actually had more total plays in the first half, 34-32. The Blue Hawks 169 yards in the total offense, 239 for Dakota State. Dakota State in the passing department, 12 of 18 for in the passing department. They had 161 yards passing. Dickinson State 14 of 20, 177 yards passing. And in the rushing department, Dickinson State has a -8 yards rushing in the first half to 78 for Dakota State. Dickinson State will get the football back to start the second half so they can go back-to-back, getting the touchdown to close out the first half and get the football to open the second half.
Hey, we got 3 interviews in. You got the stats in. You did a good job, Jim. Tristan got a good job of getting the commercials in. We're ready for second half action here. So let's go to work. Dickinson State will have the football. Dakota State, a high kickoff, and it's going to be fielded by Bundy at the 25-yard line, and he'll get it back to about the 30-yard line. That was really high and in the air. Dakota State just about tried to get down there before the Hawks could get under it, but it didn't happen. So the Hawks take over at their own 30-yard line, trailing 17-13 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Homecoming, beautiful day here. A little more cloud cover now than we had earlier, but the wind again out of the south-southeast at about 15 to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour on occasion. Sanders, a good first half, couple of touchdown passes, 1 interception, nearly 200 yards, goes out in the flat. That time, I'm not quite sure, a little bit of miscommunication there. Sanders pointing towards the sideline, Clark going inside. I think he wanted him to go to the sideline, and it goes incomplete. As we said, Marcus, a pretty good first half again for Dickinson State. Good to have him back. 14 now of 21 for 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 2nd and 10 for Dickinson State. The running game has really disappeared for the Blue Hawks, which happens when you have 4 or 5 sacks. You get a lot of negative yardage. There goes Simonson straight ahead. He'll fight forward, keeps the feet turning. He does that so well. He gets hit right about the 30 and then fights forward. Didn't look like much, and he gets out to about the 33, maybe 34. Let's give Simon a pickup of 4 on the play. Simonson running the football today for Dickinson State. 9 carries now for 30 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Dickinson State. Now the Hawks have first possession, down by 4. I'm sure Pete Stanton wants to move the football and get some first downs and get some points, but now you're looking at 3rd and medium long, about 3rd and 5.5 to go for a first down. Let's see what Sanders dials up. Coach McCarville and Sanders dial up. Long count. Here comes the blitz. Sanders, no time. He is hit. I don't know if that's a fumble or not. Let's wait and see what it is. I thought he threw the ball, but let's wait and see. Now we got penalty flags all over the place. Not quite sure who's on top of it down there. That's what you call a true scrum. They say Dakota State's got it, but let's wait and see. See if Sanders is going to get out of that mess.
Well, I'm guessing that the penalty will go on Dakota State.
Here comes the referee.
Well, either way, the penalty came in after the play.
Personal foul, Dakota State number 8, leaping onto a pile. 15 yards from the recovery spot, first down.
Okay, so it'll be a fumble recovery. Dickinson State's second turnover, and that's definitely not what the Blue Hawks wanted coming out with the football, so they'll march it all the way back to the 41-yard line, and Dak State will take over for the first time in the second half at the 41 of Dickinson State. Well, that was a short-lived drive for the Blue Hawks, and again, we talked about needing that first down, not getting it, and now Dickinson State again looking at their defense to come up with a stop here on the CHI St. Alexios Health scoreboard. Dakota State will go to work. Heddick will go to work at his DSU at the Dickinson State 41. Got both DSUs no game, very short game, maybe to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 1 on the play that time for Iverson. So Iverson will go for 1 yard. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for Dakota State at the 40 of Dickinson State.
And a good job by the linebackers, Tweet, along with Shell Osborne from the defensive line position to come up with the tackles. It looked like there was going to be some space, but the Hawks able to fill the hole in and get the tackle for just a yard gain.
Iverson to the right of Heddick. 2nd down and 9 for Dakota State after the turnover at the Dickinson State 40. Here comes some pressure. He's got some time. He's got a receiver out there. Did he hang on to it? Yes, he did at the 27-yard line, or 28. Nope, they say 27-yard line. 13-yard pickup. That's going to be hauled in out there by Keeney. So it's a 13-yard pickup and a first down for Dakota State. And for Heddick now, 13 of 19 passing after that 13-yard gain for 175 yards. First down for Dakota State. That is number 13 also for the Trojans. So 1st and 10 at the DSU 27-yard line. Heddick again makes a sign to his wide receivers. They'll go with that triangle formation, the trips formation. They go with the guy in front, 2 guys in back. There's that little handoff. Iverson's got a little bit of room, but it closes in a hurry. He's got maybe 2 to the 25-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 2 for Iverson on the play. But Dakota State has run the football, well, pretty well. They have a total now of 80 yards rushing compared to Dickinson State's -4. And it is a 2nd down and 8 for Dakota State at the 25 of Dickinson State. Again, the Hawks is again, Sanders got pressured, got hit, and sacked in the backfield, and the ball popped loose. Dakota State's front line has been doing a great job, their defensive front, in this football game. They put a man in motion. They fake to him, dropping back. Heddick looking deep out in the flat. He's got a receiver out there, but threw it away too far away that time for the receiver to get to it. And that, of course, is Maddox Keeney. So Maddox couldn't get to it, so it goes incomplete again. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Dakota State. So 3rd and 5 for the Trojans of Dakota State. And again, they have the football at the Dickinson State 25. Big play here for the Hawks defense. Trojans offense. Let's see what happens on 3rd down and 5. Dakota State in this football game, 3 of 6 in 3rd down conversions so far today, 50%. That's a pretty good number. Again, they put the man in motion. Long count this time. That's Ford. They look that way. Here comes some pressure. He's hit as he throws it across the middle. Did he hang on to it? Yes, he did. A little slant in between the hash marks, and it was right there, and the defensive back came up, put a big hit on Livingston, but he hangs on to it. And that's a big-time catch on the part of Livingston and a big-time play for Dakota State as they have it now at the 7-yard line, and that is a pickup of 18 on the play for Dakota State, and another first down, their 14th first down of the football game, and first and goal. So Dickinson State had the ball, turned it over. Now Dakota State's going to try to turn it into points, leading by 4, 17-13. Snap is there. They go to Iverson. He's going to be hit and dropped right about the line of scrimmage, which is about the 7-yard line. We'll call that no gain for Iverson, no loss for Iverson. Bring up a second and goal again for Dakota State, and that'll be at the 7-yard line of Dickinson State. Now we got another hawk down on the playing field. Let's see who's down over there for Dickinson State. Didn't catch a number on that. Trying to catch a number on that, but again, as they go flat on their back, always difficult to tell. Tim Cright again out there today, and I know something Tim Cright hates when I have to mention his name because that means he's out there looking at injured Blue Hawks, and we'll wait and see what happens there on the football field as Dickinson State again.
I believe that might be Wyatt Anderson.
Okay, a big nose tackle. Wyatt's had a really good year. Let's see what the situation is as Dickinson State goes down again with that injury. That's the second ball player. Fairclough went out earlier in the contest. So again, Fairclough out of there. Number 50 is down, Mr. Trace Wells tells me. Yeah, so again for Dickinson State, that is Anderson. He's up. That's good to see. Kind of looks like a shoulder elbow type injury. Thank you, Trace. Thank you, Jim, for spotting that. He'll come off. Come to the sideline. Maybe a chest. Let's see what it is. He's got the. Appears like he may be okay, but we'll wait and see. So second and goal at the 7. The new nose tackle in there for Dickinson State. Again, Heddick ready. There's the snap. Iverson again gets the call. Iverson gets to the 5, maybe to the 4 before he's wrapped up and brought down. Good pursuit over there by Dickinson State. Big number 96 coming into the play that time. That's Mace Stuber out of Bowman, North Dakota. Pickup of 2 on the play. And they'll spot it down at about the 4-yard line. So again, it'll bring third and goal at the 4 of Dickinson State. 17-13, Dickinson State again down by 3, but they got the first possession, but turned it over on the sack and fumble by Sanders, and now Dakota State trying to build that lead back up. They'd love 6 here to build that lead to double digits, but if they have to, they'll take 3 to put it into a lead of 7 points. Again, heading back to pass, looks to Iverson, looks across the middle, overthrown. That's incomplete. Good coverage downfield that time by the Blue Hawks on the coverage for Dickinson State. The freshman, Trey Gary, and he makes a nice play and doesn't allow the pass to be complete, so the field goal unit will come in. And Dakota State, well, Dickinson State's defense, we'll see what happens here on the field goal attempt, and this will be a short field goal, almost like a PAT. It'll be on the right hash mark. They're moving to the south end. They'll put it down at the 11, so a 21-yard field goal attempt for Dakota State. Placement is down. Kick is up. Kick looks good. Did it go? It hits the upright. It's no good. How about that? So the field goal, no good. So it stays a 4-point ball game. So Dickinson State averts some points off turnover that time, and they'll get the ball back out at the 20-yard line. So Jim, again, Dickinson State got the stop and then forced the field goal, and the kicker that time, Villanueva, hits the east upright, and it's no good.
Yeah, and then just going to say a minor victory for Dickinson State to hold them to a field goal, and then to have the miss. It was a really good fortune for Dickinson State. Now the Blue Hawks will get the football back at their own 20-yard line. Still 10.5 minutes left here in the third.
All right, we go to work as Dakota State sets defensively, Dickinson State offensively. Sanders with the handoff straight ahead. Simonson's got a hole, keeps his feet, fights across the 30, and he's out to about the 32, 33-yard line. That'll be a first down.
And a good strong run by Simonson as he got hit at about the 25, bounced off it and got 7 more. So good run by Simonson, who's good to see him back after sitting out a bit with an injury. Came back and had a solid game last week with about 150 yards in total offense.
10 carries, 43 yards. He goes straight ahead again out to about the 41-yard line. Or are they going to put it at the 41? So that'll be a pickup on the play from the 33 to the 41. Another 8-yard pickup. 11 carries, now 51 yards. It'll bring up second down and about 2 for Dickinson State at their own 41-yard line.
Ty Dossinger back in the ball game for Dickinson State. We got a stoppage as they got to switch footballs, but Simonson checks out and Dossinger comes back in for Dickinson State.
Trips formation near side. They go solo to the far side. Meineke wide to the far side. The Dakota State side, we go with 3 across the board here right below us on press row on the DSU side. Sanders, long count. There's the snap. The delay. He looks downfield trying to get it to Meineke, and well, that could have almost been a holding penalty. It comes out again. Yeah, I was going to say the defensive back over there, number 3 that time. I believe that's Foster. He just grabbed on to Meineke, and Meineke finally got by him but couldn't get to it, so that'll be a pass interference call.
Well, I think it'll probably maybe be a hold.
Well, let's wait and see what the referee says on the play. Dennis Reap, our referee out of Bismarck. Pass interference, the call, so it's a first down. 14 first downs now for Dickinson State. And the Hawks get the drive going again. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Dak State. 9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining to play. Third quarter, Dakota State 17, Dickinson State 13. Sanders goes trips to the near side. Gunlock along with Calderon and also Clark come wide. Oh, they go on the backfield. Dossinger's got it at the 40. Breaks the tackle at the 35. He's inside the 30. Let's see where they finally put him down at. Right at the 29-yard line. And that's an 11-yard pickup to the Dickinson Trinity product. And first down for Dickinson State. Again, 15th first down.
Blue Hawks going to get right to the line of scrimmage as they're trying to maybe get this tempo up a little bit.
Dickinson State again looking at the first down and 10. They're going straight ahead again. This time, a little pass into Gunlock, excuse me, so that'll go for a short pickup. Actually, a pretty good pickup from about the 29 down to the 24. That's a 5-yard reception on the pass play. Bring up second down and 5 for Dickinson State at the Dakota State. Let's see where they put it down at the 24-yard line of Dak State. Sanders again works quickly out of the shotgun. Dossinger in the backfield. Sanders steps up in the pocket looking downfield. He's got a receiver down there. Meineke had it momentarily in the defensive back. Good play back there by number 2 for Dakota State. Moses, one of their All-Americans. They got 2 great defensive backs, and he made a good play on that. 16 of 26 now. 195 for Sanders. 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. 3rd and 5 for Dickinson State at the 24.
Sanders had Meineke right at the goal line, but again, Davion Moses was able to get the hand in and knock it away. So a good play by Moses at Dickinson State on a 3rd down and 4.
Wicker and Clark wide left. Gunlock comes wide with Calderon to the right side. Little delay. They go out. They got the pass out there. It's hauled in. That is, I believe, Calderon, and he's inside the 20 down to about the 14-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 10 on the play. I believe that was Calderon that hauled it in, number 6.
And the defensive back just tried to jump the route, and Sanders got the ball past him and get a first down inside the 15 at about the 13.
So 1st and 10 at the Dak State 13-yard line. 8 minutes remaining to play. Third quarter, 17-13. Dakota State in the lead. Dossinger with the carry inside the 10 and fights his way down to about the 7-yard line. So Dossinger will pick up 6 on the play. On the rush play by Dossinger. The Blue Hawks again in the rushing category. Finally out of the minus category. They now have 5 yards of rushing, but again, you put all those sacks in there. So 2nd and about 5 at about the 7-yard line for Dickinson State.
A good open field tackle by the linebacker Terrence Surr for Dakota State.
2nd down situation. Hawks threatening in the red zone. Let's see what Sanders has got. Looking downfield. He's going on there. Is it going to be hauled in? Nope. Trying to get to it that time was Clark. Dove for it. Got the hands on it, but couldn't come up with it, so it goes incomplete. So it brings up a big 3rd down here. Now the Hawks can get a first down without a touchdown, so it'll be 3rd and 5 at the 7-yard line for Dickinson State. Dossinger will stay in the ball game at running back. Him and Simonson have been alternating. Meineke, Gunlock, come out along with Clark to the near side.
Hudson Grovem now in at quarterback for Dickinson State.
So Grovem has ability to run, so let's see what they do. They put a man in motion. Grovem is going to fake it to Dossinger. Nope, he's going to go to Dossinger, but Dossinger is going to be cut down short. The first down yardage, he'll get nothing, just back to the line of scrimmage. So now the field goal unit, I'm assuming, will come on for Dickinson State University. Nelson will trot out. Oh, I know Pete Stanton would have loved, with about 7 minutes left, a 6-point touchdown and a PAT to take the lead back. And now that block PAT comes big, because even with a successful field goal here by Nelson, the Hawks will trail in this football game. It's spotted at the 14, a 24-yard attempt. Remember, Dakota State blocked the PAT. Gunlock will hold. Good snap, placed it down, kick is up, plenty of distance. Did it get through the upright? No good! Oh my goodness, both teams have missed the field goal here in the second half. So no good on the field goal attempt, and it stays 17-13, and the Hawks just missing. Much like Bayville, it's almost deja vu. So many opportunities, and they just have not been able to convert on them, and they get the ball back, put together a beautiful drive, and come up empty as Nelson is wide on the field goal attempt, and Dakota State will take over at the 20-yard line. We've got a 1-minute timeout coming up on Consolidated and KDIX.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Well, it's been a quarter of missed field goals with 6.5 minutes remaining to play. Dakota State missed one. Now Dickinson State has missed one, so our scoreboard has not changed. 17-13. Blue Hawks trail Dakota State by 4 on Homecoming Saturday 2025 here at the Bijou Activity Center. Remember, next week the Hawks hit the road 2 weeks in a row. In fact, we head to Billings, Montana next week for Rocky Mountain. And then the following week, we're in Valley City State before coming home for the final 2 home games of the season against MSU Northern and Powerhouse Montana Tech. Well, Dakota State Hennick will step up to the line of scrimmage. They'll go to work at their own 20 after Kai Nelson missed the 24-yard field goal. And now they go back to work with Heddick and Iverson in the backfield. Heddick the quarterback, Iverson the running back. Iverson gets the call. Iverson's going to be hit. Good read that time, number 42. Charging hard coming in, Riley Waters. That's why it's nice to have him back. And Waters makes the hit back inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. So that'll be a loss of 2 on the play for Dakota State, who has rushed for 80 yards in this football game. 2nd and 12.
Rare time that Dickinson State has put Dakota State behind the sticks on first down.
Heddick again sets out of the shotgun. Iverson goes to his left side. Heddick on the far hash mark, looks out in the flat, going deep downfield. He's got a receiver out there, and it's nice coverage that time. Good coverage by Dickinson State. Turning around, and I think Carter thought if I turn a second earlier, he might have maybe been able to pick it. He got in front of the intended receiver, Ford, that time. And it goes incomplete.
3rd and 12 for the Trojans from
14 of 23 now for Heddick in the football game. 193 and the 1 touchdown and no interception. Stops the clock at 5:47 left to go. So 3rd and 12. Here we go again. Big 3rd down play for the Hawks defense. Dakota State offense. Let's see who wins the battle here. Heddick will go with an empty backfield. Got 4 receivers wide to the right side. Now they put a man in motion. That is Cole Perez, and he drops back. He's looking deep, throwing it out on the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage by the Blue Hawks as the pass batted away from the intended receiver that time, Keeney. Well, the Hawks had great coverage on that. They'll tighten up that pass defense late in that first half, getting a little bit here in the second half, looking much better, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, and Dickinson State's done a nice job here in the second half and pass coverage. At that time, about 3 different guys were filling in and able to make the defensive plays. It looked like the receiver Keeney was going to come over the top of the DB and make the catch, but able to get a hand in there and knock it away. And Dickinson State should come out of here with pretty good field position as Gunlack back at about his own 45.
Gunlack. Big rush. They got part of the ball that goes. He hit the ball. And they threw the flag.
Yeah, Pete Stanton's signaling, hey, you got a hand on it. Yeah, now the officials are going to talk it over.
Well, let's take a look here. I know we'll get a replay. I thought a hand pushed that ball to the sideline. Let's wait and see.
On the play.
Boy, we've had a couple of punt plays that have become big. Oh, I missed it again. Frank brought it up too quick for me. Here we go. Let's take a look here. 32 flying in there.
Running into the kicker on the defense.
He got a
5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
Okay.
They were still going to have to punt if they called it a running into the kicker.
Sure looked like he got a hand on it, but you don't want to waste time out here because it's to be 4th down still and about 8 to go. But those officials are right down there, Jim. What do we know up here in the press box? We got those nice instant replays to look at. We can see them pretty clearly. And again, ready to go. And in to do the punting. Dakota State, Sheenan. Back inside his own 10. Hawks came that time. Let's see if they come this time. Got pretty close to blocking it. Here's the punt. This one a lower punt. Gunlack's going to get out of the way. He'll field it at the 40-yard line and go down at the 40-yard line. So Dickinson State comes out pretty good field position. They'll go to work at their own 40-yard line. So Gunlock will down it at the 40, and the Blue Hawks take over with 5:02 remaining to play. Third quarter, no change in the score since halftime. Dakota State 17, Dickinson State 13.
And it's not without trying, as we've had a field goal go off the upright and a missed field goal, and they were both short, very makeable field goals.
Yeah, that last drive by Dickinson State, that was such a nice drive. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That was 11 plays that began at their own 20-yard line, and the 22-yard field goal attempt, or 24-yard field goal attempt, was wide by Nelson, so they stayed a point behind. They go out in the flat. Oh, it's nearly intercepted. That time Sanders, the receiver, went in. The pass went out, and coming over, nearly picking it off that time was the free safety, Frosty Foster, but it goes incomplete, so the Hawks get a break on that one.
Yeah, he jumped for route, got his hands on it, but just couldn't pull it into the chest, so a break for Dickinson State as they'll keep it 2nd down and 10.
17 of 29, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 205 yards, 2nd and 10 for the Hawks at their own 40. Sanders ready, drops back, again some pressure, again steps up, again fires it downfield. He's going out there, and it's going to be blocked away. That'll be an incomplete pass. Good coverage downfield that time. Trying to get it out there. That was Simonson, I think, out of the backfield. And Simonson, the defender, got in front of him and just turned at the right time, and it went off his back. So it goes as a good breakup and an incompletion, and 3rd down and 10 for Dickinson State at their 40-yard line. Again, the Blue Hawks down by 4. 4:41 left to play, 3rd quarter. Simonson in the backfield. Twin receiver set, Wicker inside of Clark. Gunlock in motion towards us here, the grandstand area. Here comes the pressure again. Simonson bouncing back. He throws it out on the flat. And again, it'll go as an incomplete pass, and the Hawks will have to punt the football's way. So again, Dickinson State's defense gets a stop, and now the offense unable to get on track here for Dickinson State, as they've had some opportunities but have not been able to convert them into points. And the ball will go back to Dakota State, and the Trojans will take over after a punt coming up here by Ty Nelson. They'll take over and the football game with a lead of 4 points by a margin of. Nice punt this time by Nelson. They buffed the fair catch signal. That's going to drop inside the end zone. It'll go into the end zone. Good try by the Hawks. That ends up being a 60-yard punt by Nelson. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Dak State will go to work. Clock stops with 4:17 remaining to play in the 3rd quarter. Dickinson State trailing Dakota State. Homecoming 2025. Timeout taken. 17 Dakota State, 13 Dickinson State. We're back in 1 minute on Consolidated Live, Channel 18 and KDIX 1230 AM, FM 100.7, and worldwide at KDIX.net. Back in 60.
Have you ever left home wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
Hawks and the Trojans battling hard this afternoon after a first half where both teams took advantage of some opportunities. The second half, both teams have missed some opportunities. Both teams have missed short field goals in this football game in the second half, so Dakota State maintains that 4-point lead. Dahlgren in the front there, also in on that front side for Dickinson State University. Chase Waters in the middle for Dickinson State. Of course, Anderson went out. Looks like number 96 will check in. That's Mace Stuber, the young man out of Bowman. I'm trying to see if we're going to get a chance to see the nose tackle Wyatt Anderson check back into the ball game, but not right now. So they go with that three-man front. Again, Heddick puts the running back in there. I think we got a new running back again. They've used three. They do. They get it out on the flat, and they try to get it across the 20, and it goes right to about the 21-yard line. Just a short gain of 1 yard on the
pass is complete to Ford, and on the tackle, Riley
that was
Waters
Ford,
and
so it's a pickup of a
Ford.
yard on the play.
That brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Trojans from their
Down
own
at
21.
15 of 25 now in the football game. 194 yards passing in the contest with 1 touchdown, no interceptions for Heddick. And 2nd down and 9 for Dakota State. The ball again at the 21-yard line in their own territory. Dickinson State trailing 17-13. Trojans Heddick with the handoff, a little end around, trying to get to the outside, and not much doing there. Good coverage by Dickinson State. It almost looked like a busted play. They come up with the sack that time and the carry on the reverse. No gain on the play.
Well, they gave it off to Iverson, the running back, and then Iverson flipped it to Keeney, the wide receiver, coming back across the formation. But Dickinson State was able to really drag that out and not allow Keeney to turn upfield. Got about maybe a half a yard on the play.
So we'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Here we go again. 3rd down plays in this second half. 3rd quarter have been interesting. Dakota State goes with a massive shift from the strong side of the field to the weak side, the short side, the boundary side, and they look deep, going deep downfield. Oh, they got a receiver down there wide open. And hauling it in at the 39. Chase Selly got beat that time, getting in front of him. Malik Ford pulls it in, and that's a pickup to the 36-yard line of DSU. And that's a big-time pickup, 29, and that's a 43-yard pass play. Wow. And again, they got behind the defensive back, and it goes for 43 yards on the pass play for Dakota State. 237 yards passing now, another first down. That is first down number 15 for Dakota State. So they move the change at the DSU 36-yard line. Again, they fake. They go out in the flat, and they try to get it out to the running back out of the backfield that time. A little swing pass, and Darius J, 5'11", could not come up with it. 210 pounds, and it goes incomplete. 16 now of 27, 237. 1 touchdown, no interceptions, but a big completion that time, as he got that pass off and hauled in by Ford over Chase Selly, the Dickinson High product, and it brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the 36 of Dickinson State. Heddick again, looks like Iverson back in there. He gets the call. He tries to get to the outside, breaks 1 tackle at the 35, gets to about the 31 before he'll be brought down. Doug, let's make it Nathaniel Gillick coming up and visiting with his dad, Doug, and they almost call him Nathaniel Doug. But Nathaniel Gillick comes up with the tackle, and it'll be a pickup on the play to the 32, pickup of 4, so another 3rd down and 6 situation here for Dakota State. Trojans 84 yards rushing. They're over 300 yards now in total offense here with a minute and a half remaining to play. In the 3rd quarter, they lead 17-13 on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Again, Heddick ready. Probably out of field goal range, so it's almost going to be interesting if they see what happens here. There's Heddick scrambling. Now he's going to bump, and now he's going to fire deep downfield. He's just going to throw it away. Good pressure that time by the Hawks. Tweet, one of the guys getting the pressure on it, goes incomplete. Do we have flags down or not? No flags. So incomplete. And now let's see what Dakota State elects to do here.
It's like their offense is going to stay out on the field. Like you said, it's kind of on that fringe where it would be a long field goal. Of course, they've got a freshman field goal kicker.
And again, you're at the 32, so the punting, even if you get it into the end zone, you only pick up 12 yards, so probably a good call here. So a big 4th down and 6. Let's put a star by it. Again, Heddick ready on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Let's see what the Blue Hawks come with. Not a lot of pressure this time. Heddick's got some time. He's looking out in the flat. He's got a man wide open. Got around Nathaniel Gillick that time and wide open at the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Trying to get the number out of Helleber. Helleber comes up with it, so Helleber got wide open, and he takes it in from the 32 down to the 12, a 20-yard pickup, and Heddick really warming up now. 257 yards passing, 1st and 10 for Dakota State. We'll put a bunch of stars by that. A big play, so they burn the clock now, under a minute to go, and Heddick brings them up. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line of Dickinson State. There's the carry trying to get some room and cut down at about the 9-yard line. That'll probably be our final play of the quarter as they get it inside the 10 to the 9. That'll be a 3-yard pickup on the play, and that will bring it into the third quarter. But the Trojans and the Blue Hawks play a scoreless third quarter, but Dakota State threatening to open up a double-digit lead here as we head to the fourth and homecoming 2025. It is 17 Dakota State, 13 Dickinson State. We're back in 1 minute. I'm KTIX. Don't go away. We got a dandy fourth quarter coming your way right after this 1 minute timeout.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
So let's say you buy one of those value meals and it costs you about $10. Then they give you one free value meal once a week for the rest of your life. That would be a pretty good deal, right? Well, at Dan Porter Motors, when you buy a vehicle, we give you free car washes for life, valued at about $10. Let's say you wash your vehicle twice a week for 10 years. That comes out to over $10,000. That's a pretty good deal. See Dan Porter Motors for your next vehicle and get free car washes for life.
At 9 with a 43-yard pass play, and then converted a 4th and 6 with a 20-yard pass play. So they've earned the field position against Dickinson State. Hit some big plays, did Heddick, in the football game, and he's kept this drive alive. And now the Trojans trying to add to a 4-point lead here again in the red zone of Dickinson State. Heddick again sets that offensive unit into the backfield now is Livingston. He's one of the bigger backs. He'll stay on the block. They look towards the corner, and that's an easy play for Dickinson State. Again, catch is going to be hauled in. No problems there. Ford got wide open in the end zone, and he hauls it in. So that didn't take long, and Ford on the first play of the fourth quarter gives that double-digit lead back to Dakota State on a touchdown pass of 12 yards, and it is a lead now of Dakota State 23-13, and the PAT attempt is up and coming for the Trojans. And to do it, Villanueva will attempt it. 23-13, trying to make it 24. Good snap, placement down, kick is up, plenty of distance, splits the uprights. It is good. So Dakota State, with 14:54 remaining, breaks the ice here in the second half as they cap off a 10-play, 80-yard drive, converting 2 long passes. On third down, a 43-yard completion. On fourth down, a 20-yard completion. And then a 12-yard touchdown pass to Ford completes the damage against the Hawks defense. And it's a 24-13 lead for Dakota State over Dickinson State. 14:54 left to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KTIX and Consolidated.
Throw it away in the garbage cans.
Boy Toys.
Looking for a turnkey business with a...
So Dickinson State will get it back, but now down again by 11 points, a double-digit deficit. Hawks are down 17-7. That was their biggest deficit in the first half, now down 24-13. With 14:54 remaining to play in this football game. So again, Dickinson State trying to avert a 4-game losing streak. Trying to keep a very impressive overall record. They lead the series 27-2. This was the 30th meeting between these two teams. Dakota State 3-2. The Blue Hawks 2-3. Villanueva will kick it off. The Hawks in a hole right now. Let's see if they can dig out of it, down by 11. High end-over-end kickoff again. That one's going to carry down and bounce towards the end zone. Did it get in the end zone or not? It did. So they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. So that will come out to the 25. So now the Blue Hawks have some work to do. And again, Marcus Sanders in this football game today for Dickinson State. Not real mobile with that knee injury, but he has hit on a total today of 17 of 31 passes, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for 205 yards in this football game. His counterpart, Headache, has had a big day, 18 of 30, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. The run game hasn't been overwhelming for either team, but really underwhelming for Dickinson State. Just 6 rushing yards for Dickinson State, 87 for Dakota State. And again, Sanders ready to go to work. He'll have in the backfield Simonson back in there. We've seen both Simonson and Dossinger. And there's almost a busted play. He's got some time, underthrows it. And again, it's going to be a pass interference call. Those defensive backs for Dakota State, 2 flags come out. And again, they just don't let Clark get to the football, and they come in front of him. And it'll be a hold, I think, this time. Maybe not a pass interference, but again,
they're going to get the PI.
They're going to go with the pass interference. Okay, so that'll be the pass interference. Again, and I don't blame him. I mean, Clark, you want to keep under control. Kamai's had a very good first half, receiving the football, 6 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And why not give the pass? It's 15 yards instead of about 30 yards. And for Dickinson State, that is first down number 16 in the ball game, and 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Here comes the pressure again across the middle. He's got Clark wide open at the 40. What an acrobatic catch by Clark, his 10th of the afternoon. And it is a pickup on the play of 20 yards to Clark and a first down for Dickinson State. 17 down the first down department.
And a good adjustment by Clark as the pass was a little bit high and a little bit behind him, but able to make the adjustment, get up, and make the catch. Fell down right at the 40-yard line, so good plays back-to-back to Samaj Clark.
Again, ready. Sanders calling out signals. Long count. Got the snap, got the time. Looking deep downfield, and that time Clark went into the hash mark instead of down the hash mark, and the ball goes about 10 yards over the head of everybody, and it's an incompletion. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Dickinson State. So 2nd down and 10 for Dickinson State at the 40-yard line of Dakota State. Dakota State leading in this homecoming game for the Blue Hawks, 24-13. We have 13:53 remaining to play in the contest. Again, Simonson stays in the backfield. Shotgun formation, twin right, twin left for the Blue Hawks. They're on the left hash mark, moving to the south end. Quick out to get it out to Cauldron. He hauls it in at the 35. He gets out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. I think it'll be close to first down yardage. Just about it right at the 30.
Another Blue Hawk.
That's a 10-yard pickup, and it is a first down.
Marcus Sanders to Adrian Calderon makes it a
So Calderon picks it up on a nice catch. One a little bit low, but he went down and got it, J.D.
A nice run after the catch to get the first down as well. And like you said, a little bit underthrown, but Calderon able to get the hands underneath the football and make the catch.
Well, let's see. Hawks have had a couple of drives with no points, a missed field goal, and had some opportunities, and then they go across the middle again. There is Calderon. He's at the 25-yard line. So 20th completion and 35 attempts for 240 yards now for Sanders. 2nd down and 5 for Dickinson State at the 25 of Dakota
From the
State.
Trojan 25.
6th play of the drive upcoming for the Blue Hawks. Down with 13:10 remaining to play in the football game, 24-13. Trying to make something happen here. Back to pass Sanders. Again, some pressure across the middle. Gunlock went up, but it was way over his head, so it'll go incomplete. And Gunlock across the middle, but the pass just sailed on Sanders, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Dickinson State at the 25 of Dakota State. We'll see if the offense can convert here on this third down situation.
Well, this is 4-down territory for Dickinson State, I'm sure.
Wicker, Gunlock, and Meineke go wide to the right side. Clark comes out wide solo to the Dickinson State sideline side. That's the way they look. Oh, they go out of the backfield. Simonson's got it. He's got first down yardage and more and keeps his feet as he gets inside the 20, runs over the defensive back down to the 13-yard line. That's a pickup of 12. Nice run by Simonson after the catch.
Yeah, just a little swing pass out of the backfield, and then Simonson put the shoulder down and got a few extra yards and gets a first down and 10 at the 13-yard line.
So to bring up a first down and 10 for the Blue Hawks, their 18th first down. Ball at the 18. They get it out on the flat to Wicker. Wicker trying to avert one tackle, slips one tackle, picks up about 2 on the play to about the 16, so that's a 2-yard completion, and the Hawks will go fast again here on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. 2nd and 8 with 12-12 remaining to play in the football game.
Trying to get Wicker in some open space, but Dakota State did a nice job of covering it up and held him to a gain of about 2 or 3.
Just flat it right just shy of the 11, so we'll call it 2nd and 8 at the 11-yard line for Dickinson State. Again, long count this time by Sanders. Here comes the pressure. They delay it across the middle, and he was trying to go on the cut-in that time, and the cut-in by Meineke wasn't a very good cut-in because he got the defensive back on his hip, but didn't get to where the ball was going, and he got delayed a little bit on that cut, and it goes incomplete. So 3rd down and 8 now for Dickinson State. 39th pass of the ball game for Sanders. That's a lot of passes for the Blue Hawks offense in this afternoon, homecoming game this afternoon. So little star by this one. It's the 11th play of the drive for Dickinson State. Again, they had a double-digit drive earlier that missed on a field goal attempt. And this one a double-digit drive again, and see if they can get any points out of it. Again, ready. Sanders, gun. Oh, we might have a free play here. Looked like it was offside. They go in the end zone. Touchdown, Dickinson State. Is that Gunlack down there, or is that Meineke? I think it's Meineke.
I think it's Meineke, yeah.
Meineke, number 16. And we have a free play for Meineke. Catches it, and Dickinson State has a touchdown pass of 11 yards. The Hawks convert a 3rd down, and they get back to within. They'll go for 2 points here, the 2-point conversion upcoming. Sanders now 23 of 40. 265 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 19th first down on that touchdown completion. That was pretty much all in the air. So 24-19, and it looks like the Hawks will go for 2. Meineke will check out. Calderon will check back into the ball game.
Can we get the game clock set to 11 minutes, 25 seconds? 11:25.
Now Dickinson State, they put 15 seconds back on the clock, so 11:25, but the Hawks set up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll go for 2 here with 11:25 remaining to play. Oh, that one's busted around. That'll go incomplete. Not quite sure what they were trying to do there. Number 74, the big guy, goes down for Dickinson State. Justin Vila, the offensive lineman, grabbing his knee. The 2-point conversion is not good, so it stays 24-19 on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Let's take a 1-minute timeout here, but the Hawks back to within 1 score, 24-19 with 11:25 remaining to play. We'll come back to the back on KDIX and Consolidated, and we'll do so in 1 minute.
Track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
Hey Ben, we love the house, but how's the hunting?
Actually, the hunting around here is great. I'd love to show you some spots.
When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Rooster. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
Back with you, Dickinson State, 11 plays, 75 yards. Every play was a pass play, including the interference call on the first play of the series. So Dickinson State converts finally on that third down situation, and they get it into the end zone and cut it to a 24-19 lead with 11:25 remaining to play. They'll kick off to Dakota State. Justin Vila got up but hobbled off on just one leg, and they're looking down there at that knee area for Justin right in front of us. Dickinson State will kick it off. And coming out to do it will be Quinn Kaplan. He'll do the kicking for Dickinson State. They'll tee the ball up at the 35. And just looking at that wind, again, we were looking for winds earlier, and like Jim mentioned, 20 to 30, and we haven't been close to that during the game time here. What time do we have here? 3:31. So other than real windy, and of course Jim was down on the field for the opening ceremony where they brought over 500 former football players out onto the field in this homecoming out celebration of 100 years. So Kaplan will kick it off. So the wind now probably in that 15-20 mile per hour range. Here's Kaplan. High end over end kick. It's going to carry inside the 10. They signal the fair catch at the 5. And Dakota State will get it at the 25. Leading by 5 with 11:25 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius House scoreboard. Well, the defense now will have a challenge, and Dakota State's offense will have a challenge. We'll see who wins the challenge in this series.
Well, the key for Dickinson State, they've got to get pressure on the quarterback, Heddick, because he's had time to throw the football. And of course, the defensive backs, it's been a struggle today for them. And if you can get some pressure up front, force some quick throws, some inaccurate throws, might help out that defensive backfield.
18 of 30, 200 and about 70 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions for Heddick. Both quarterbacks have thrown for a lot. 23 of 40 today for Dickinson State. Sanders, 265, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Now what have we got? They've got to put the clock back to 11:25 because it was a fair catch. 11:25 they got to go to. There they go. Now they got it. First down and 10 for Dakota State. Again, Heddick with a 5-point lead will put a man in motion. That man is Keeney. That's where they swing it out to. Keeney's got it on the far sideline, and he'll be run out of bounds at about the 20, or make it the 32-yard line. And that time coming up to make the hit for Dickinson State, Trey Jerry, the freshman. A pickup of about 7 on the play.
There was injured player on the field.
Got an injured player down.
Another Blue Hawk.
Oh, another Blue Hawk over there. That's the third Blue Hawk that's gone down in this football game. Well, actually, Faircloth and Anderson, and then Vila, a fourth player that's gone down on the far side.
Of course, coming in, the Blue Hawks were just happy because they were starting to get healthy as they got Waters back and also Marcus Sanders back.
Of course, Sanders, you can just tell watching by play with that knee brace on and that not full capacity, not full throttle, but he has played pretty well today. Oh boy, that's Jack Hartman, one of the top defensive backs. He leads the team in interceptions, and he's sprinting off almost, so I suppose we'll see him back. Second down, and let's call it second down in about where they put the ball down. I think he ran into the chain gang over there, and the yard marker got all beat up, and maybe that one put it on. Second down after their 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3 at the 32 for Dakota State.
Looks like Ryan Rock's going to come in to replace him for this play.
Okay, Rock checks into the ball game. Rock ready to go to work defensively. Heddick ready to go to work offensively. The quarterback for Dakota State. Thrown for 277 yards today and a couple of touchdowns. Got the official coming back now into play. He was way downfield. Now he gets back into his proper position. And Dickinson State down by 5, 24-19. Long count here. There's the snap. They go out in the flat wide open. That's a little simple play and catch that time. And Ford comes up with it at the 37. That'll be a pickup of 5 on the play. 20th completion now in the football game for the quarterback, Heddick. 20 of 32, 282, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. First down for Dakota State on the afternoon of 18 now in the football game. 1st and 10 at the 37 of Dakota State. For Dakota State, the Trojans have the shotgun formation. Iverson gets the handoff, tries to cut upfield, gets hit, and drags some tacklers with him. He's picked up about 4 on the play. They're going to push it out to about the 41-yard
Iverson on the
line.
carry
That'll
for a
be a
gain of
pickup
4
of 4
yards.
for
Tackled by
Iverson, and it'll bring up a
defender.
second down and 6 for Dakota
That makes
State
it
at their
second
own
and
40 yards in this football game. Pass for 282, so they're approaching 400 yards in total offense. Second down and 6. Again, the ball at the 41-yard line of Dakota State. Headache, both backs in the backfield, to his right, to his left. There's a carry. Nice hit that time. Somebody slowed him up. And a couple of Hawks coming in to wrap him up. One of them Medlock. That was again Livingston on the carry, and he'll pick up, well, I don't even know if he picked up any yards or not. We're going to give him, what, about a yard on the play, so it'll bring up a third down. And about, let's call that the 42. We've got to get to the 47, 3rd and 5. Another big third down play here. So
I see Wyatt Anderson back out there for Dickinson State at that nose tackle position. He was in on that tackle.
Anderson checks back in. Headache trying to get his offensive guys lined up correctly. They're going to go with the trips formation. Number 20, Darius Jake, looks kind of lost. Timeout going to be taken. Yeah, the play clock down to 2 seconds, so Headache couldn't get the people where he wanted them to be. He takes the timeout. We'll do the same. First timeout of the football game. 9:32 remaining to play in the contest. Dakota State looking at 3rd and 5 at their 42. They lead by 5, 24-19. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Consolidated Live, Channel 18 and KDIX Dickinson.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always.
State a little bit of confusion, and instead of trying to take a delay a game, Headache wisely got a timeout to save the penalty. So it'll be 3rd and 5 at the 42, their own 42-yard line. Leading by 5, 24-19. Big set offense, big set defense on this play, 3rd and 5. A little bit of movement. Dickinson State gets ready. Dropping back. Here comes the pressure. Headache gets it out on the flat. A little swing pass. He's got the receiver open at the 50-yard line. They ran that little play of the back shoots out of the backfield after a little delay. And that back, of course, is Iverson. And just a little swing pass, and the team came hard defensively. And they got it off for a 9-yard pickup. And Dakota State, a big first down conversion. Keeps the clock moving and keeps the drive going for Dakota State.
A great read that time by Headache as he saw the rush coming, and the back out of the backfield just did a little out, and Headache just put it on the hands as soon as he turned and got the first down just across midfield.
So Headache again will bring the team up with 9 minutes, just under 9 minutes left. Headache with the handoff. Livingston on the carry. He gets hit right at the 49-yard line of Dickinson State. The line of scrimmage and drop right at the 49. Up there to make the hit that time, Chase Waters, number 57. So that'll be no gain, no loss. Second down situation and 10 for Dakota State.
Dakota State just content to run the clock off, run time off the clock, as they've got about 8.5 minutes left, and they're content to get into the huddle and come to the line of scrimmage, run that play clock down to under 10 seconds.
Headache has his offensive unit set. Iverson stays in the backfield with him, trips to the near side, the Dickinson State side. Again, that little delay. Iverson pops it, breaks the tackle, and he's got some room. They ran that little delay again. He rolled and handed, and there was nobody there for about 5 yards, and that goes all the way from the 49-yard line, and it gets down inside the 40 to the 36. That's a 13-yard pickup. 105 yards rushing now, 291 passing. Dakota State over 400 yards in total offense, and a big first down there. First and 10 for Dakota State. Remember, they just want some points and some time off the clock. They hit a field goal. That makes it 27-19, an 8-point lead. And the Hawks would have to convert a 2-point conversion should they get a chance to tie it up. A touchdown would make it almost impossible. Again, Iverson on the carry. He'll be dropped for a loss. Good read up front that time by Dickinson State. That looks like Wyatt Anderson coming in and dropping Iverson for a loss on the play. Back to about the 36, 37-yard line, a loss of 1 yard on the play, so it'll bring up a second down and 11 for Dakota State. 7:08 remaining to play. Dakota State 24, Dickinson State 19. Again, ready At quarterback, Heddick. I think Livingston stays in as the running back for Dakota State. And that's who they go to. Livingston straight ahead. He's got maybe line of scrimmage about the 37, got to about the 34, maybe 33. The linesman puts his foot on the 33, so that's a pickup of 4 on the play. And another third down scenario here, 3rd and about 7 for Dakota State at about the 33. And again, they're in that same situation where Jim called it earlier, probably 2 down territory. And the last time they were in that, they hit that 4th down pass play of about 20 yards to end up scoring on that drive. So let's see what Heddick got rolling and going here. Empty backfield. They go with the 3 receivers, and they put Iverson, the running back, in motion. They look out towards the sideline. Iverson wide open. Heddick tried to scramble. Heddick gets away from it. Heddick's going to throw it up for grabs, and I think he got the pass out. Is it complete or incomplete? Let's see what they call.
No, they're going to mark it complete. He's going to be about a yard short of first down yardage, but the running back that time out of the backfield, Iverson, was over by the Dakota State sideline just waving and waving.
Yeah, he was wide open.
Nobody from Dickinson State was anywhere near him, but it'll be a 4th down, a huge play for the Blue Hawk defense right now in this 4th down and a yard.
At the 27-yard line, this might be the ball game with 5:45 remaining to play. We'll see. There's still time left. 4th down and a yard. Heddick ready. Hand off Iverson. Did he get it? I don't know. Let's wait and see where they spot it. Yep, he got it. He needed to get to the 26. He got to the 25, so that's a 2-yard pickup. And again, they can burn some more time off. And again, now they're in field goal range, and they lead by 5, looking to make it at least an 8-point lead. The ball at the 25. Boy, Dakota State has put together a couple of long drives in this second half. An 10-play drive for 80 yards, and this one, my goodness, this one began back at their own 25, and they have burned off a lot of time, nearly 6 minutes, so it'll be 1st and 10. At the 25, again, they go out in the flat, and that's going to be hauled in out there by Ford as he comes up with the reception. So Ford will haul it in, and that will be a pickup on the play. So Ford, 23 of 34 now in the passing department. Pickup of 6, and for a total of 305 yards passing now in the football game for Heddick. And again, he has 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, so 2nd down and 4 for Dakota State at the Dickinson State 19-yard line. Again, 4:35 left to go. They put a man in motion, the tight end. And this time they run Livingston, and nothing doing there. He's going to be nailed right at the 22-yard line. That'll be a walk. Riley Waters comes up and makes the play of 2 yards. So again, 3rd down, another 3rd down situation. Dakota State's been pretty successful on 3rd and 4th down. So Hawk take a timeout here? Somebody took a timeout. So the Blue Hawks take a timeout. We'll do the same. When we come back, it'll be 3rd down and about 4 for Dakota State. At the Dickinson State 19-yard line, we'll take a 30-second break on KPIX. Homecoming 2025 coming down to the wire. Dakota State 24, Dickinson State 19. The Trojans deep in Dickinson State territory. We'll come back and tell you what happens in 30 seconds.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Dakota State does here on 3rd and 4. Again, as we mentioned, I don't know how much confidence they have in the freshman place kicker, but right now it's at the 17-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down.
No, it's at the 22.
Or 22, excuse me. At the 22, they have to get down to about the 15, so we'll call it 3rd down and about 6 or 7 to go. And they're at the 22-yard line of Dickinson State. 4:26 left to go on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Empty backfield. Heddick ready. Right hash mark to the north end. Drops back. Here comes the pressure. Heddick's going to scramble. Heddick's going to be sacked. We've got our second Players Sports Bar and Grill sack of the day. Stop by Players for great food and drink and a great atmosphere with great people. Players Sports Bar and Grill sack, brought to you by the good folks at Players Sports Bar and Grill. And that's a walk all the way back to the 27-yard line, a sack of a -5 on the play for Dickinson State University as the Blue Hawks again get the big play, JD.
Yeah, and coming in with the sack that time, Riley Waters, as he got down on the ankles of the quarterback heading and got him for a loss of about 6. So it'll be a 4th and 12. Dakota State right now 2 for 2 and 4th down conversions. And they hit a long one earlier in the ball game.
All right, 4th and 12. We'll see what they do. We'll just keep it right here, Tristan. 4:13 remaining to play. Dickinson State, they took a timeout. I'm kind of surprised they did, but yes, you got that 2-minute timeout coming, so you will have that with a 2-minute timeout and then 1 timeout remaining. And Dakota State, let's see, if you put it down, that would be a long field goal. The 27 have to be about a 43, 44, 45-yard field goal, so we'll see what the Trojans do here. Up 24-19 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Pete Stanton wants to know what's going on over there. Maybe we had a media timeout. They might have snuck a media timeout in on us.
No, I think it was a timeout for Dickinson State.
Yeah, I knew.
Unless,
that's right.
You mean they tagged it on?
Yeah, it continued so long that they're going to try the field goal. Okay, so field goal attempt for Villanueva. He hits it. It's a 8-point lead. He misses it. Stays a 5-point lead. This will be spotted at the 44-yard attempt for the freshman. There's a snap. Good placement. Kick is down. Do we have the distance? Did it get through the upright?
Nope, it was wide right.
Wide right, so it's not good. So Dickinson State, they get the ball back with 4:07 remaining to play in the 4th quarter. Dickinson State gets the ball back to at about, where did they put it down at? What do we got now? Penalty flags down?
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker on the defense.
Oh, man. So roughing the kicker is going to give Dakota State an automatic 1st down and 15 yards.
I didn't see the play. I watched the ball sailing, so
I did too.
I didn't see what the play was. I'd like to see. Trace can run a replay on that. So Dakota State, a big break.
Here we go, Rod.
Okay, here we go.
From the Blue Hawk 14.
Oh, boy. Interesting call. Anyway, roughing the kicker. I guess if you get them, you got them, and they maybe got a piece of them. So anytime you do that, it's a 1st down. So that's 1st down number 20 for the Trojans. But, man, this really shifts the momentum. And that's the kind of year it's been for the Hawks. They get a stop, and then they get the penalty. They look for Ford in the end zone. He's wide open. Did he come down with it? Nope, it's incomplete. Out of bounds. So it goes incomplete.
And on the cover, Chase Selly.
It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Dakota State at the 14-yard line. Nice effort by Ford to try and stay in bounds, but he just ran out of real estate. So that roughing the punter, roughing the kicker penalty. Hawks would have got it back down by 5 with over 4 minutes left to go, but not to be on the roughing the kicker penalty on the field goal attempt that was wide right. So Hedrick brings them up again. Let's see, they're going to work one-on-one again on Ford. Trying to see if Jack Hartman is back in there for Dickinson State. They look to Ford again. They like to go, and they're just going to run the same play again, and that pass is going to be well overthrown. Good coverage by Selly that time. It goes incomplete. And it stops the clock again with 3:53 remaining to play. But now, Dakota State really in very well. I guess they missed a shorter field goal earlier, about 24 yards, but in decent field goal range, not 44 yards.
I'm kind of surprised that Dakota State didn't go with a little bit higher percentage play to keep that clock going, because they did Dickinson State a favor throwing 2 passes on that fade pattern and not being able to complete either one has stopped the clock. So it's still 3:53 left on the clock.
3rd and 10 at the 14 of DSU. Up the middle they go, and maybe a yard or 2. Now they'll send the field goal unit out again.
In on the tackle, Riley Waters.
And Livingston again, I think, on the turn. Dickinson State will take their final timeout. The ball spotted at the 13-yard line, so pickup of 1 yard on the play. Let's take a quick 30-second break here. Dickinson State again down, 24-19, 3:49 left to go. We'll return to the back in 30 seconds on Consolidated and KDIX.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts
Let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account.
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
$11:49 left to play. We have 11:25. We have 3:49, so they burned off nearly 10 minutes. Another field goal attempt here for Villanueva. This one will come from 30 yards out. He missed from 44 earlier, but a rougher than the kicker penalty against Dickinson State. There's the snap. There's the placement. There's the kick. This one looks good, and this one is good. So Dakota State takes an 8-point lead. Do we have a penalty flag down? Let's wait and see. Yep, there is a penalty flag down.
There's a flag on the play.
Let's wait and see what they're pointing at Dickinson State.
Well, it's the Dakota State players are pointing at Dickinson State.
Yeah.
But there was some movement up in the middle of that defensive front.
They're still pointing at Dickinson State, so I think they heard what the call is from the referee.
Well, they're talking to the coaches over on the Dakota State sideline. Do you want to take the points off the board and try and...
Well, they made the field goal, so I don't know why you would want to take the points off because you got an 8-point lead, 27-19.
Well, depending upon what the penalty
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
Illegal formation on the defense, lining up over the center. That penalty declined. Result of the field goal is good.
Okay, so that makes it 27-19
After the field goal, your score
in favor of
Trojans
Dakota State, so an
27,
8-point
Blue
lead.
Hawks 19.
And you got 3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. So the Hawks know exactly what they need. They need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and then we can play overtime like we did 3 of them last week in Mayville. We'll see what happens here. But the Hawks have to get some points on the board. That was an amazing drive. 17 plays for Dakota State, and of course you have the roughing the kicker penalty on the field goal attempt that was no good. That really kept this drive alive. So they go 17 plays. They score with 3:44 remaining to play. They kept the ball just about 10 minutes on that drive. Man, oh man, that was a long drive. Have to get all the way back at their own 25. So 17 plays, 75 yards. You average that out, that's about 4 plays a yard. That's why it took a lot of time off the clock and a lot of plays. And that penalty mixed in, really a killer for Dickinson State. And as we've said all year long, that's been the little things that have hurt Dickinson State. That's why you may be 2-3 instead of 4-1 or 5-0. And they've just had that problem with the little things this week. And this one looked like, hey, they got the stop. The field goal was wide, but then the roughing the kicker penalty gave Dakota State a second chance. They didn't miss on the second chance, hitting the field goal. And that capped off that 17-play drive of 75 yards. The field goal was good, and that made our score 27-19. Villanueva back to do the kicking now for Dakota State. Dakota State trying to snap a losing streak here, and again, they trail in this series. They've only beat Dickinson State 2 times in 29 meetings, so they're trying just to do something, get a monkey off their back like Mayville State did last week.
If I had to take an educated guess, my guess would be those 2 victories were both down in Madison.
They both were, yes. I think Pete said one was here, if I remember correctly, but one down there was a bad beating. It was 54-21. I remember that when they played down there that one year. So Dickinson State, again, has just thoroughly dominated this series, but no go today as they'll take over at their own 25. No timeouts remaining. They got the 2-minute timeout. 3:44 remaining to go. And now what have we got? Dakota State's going to take a timeout. They weren't quite sure what they were doing, so defensively, so they take a timeout. We'll go along with them and take a 30-second timeout on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Dickinson State trailing Dakota State with 3:44 left to go. The Trojans 27, Dickinson State 19 back in 30 seconds on Consolidated and KDIX Dickinson.
At Consolidated, we believe that neighbors serving neighbors is what it's all about. Now, when you partner with us, we'll give you up to $150 bill credit for every neighbor or friend you refer to Consolidated. Receive a $50 credit for one service, a $100 credit for two, even $150 for all three services. Choose from internet, telephone, or cable TV, plus there's no limit on referrals. Get to know your neighbor and earn $150 in bill credit. Find out more at consolidatednd.com.
Sanders at quarterback. The last drive for Dickinson State resulted in a touchdown to Meineke. It was 11 plays. All plays were passes. I suspect we might see all passes in this one. They get it off. Calhoun breaks the tackle at the 40. Out to the 45. We got a penalty flag down there. Might be a hold. Clark was trying to get free, so let's wait and see what the call will be. It goes out to the 44-yard line. So let's hold on.
Well, one good thing is the penalty flag stops the clock, so Dickinson State will have an opportunity to try and goop and get right to the line of scrimmage. Now it's a defensive hold, and the Blue Hawks will turn it down, but they'll get right to the line of scrimmage and be able to get another snap off here with just a few seconds coming off the clock.
First down for Dickinson State, number 20 in the ball game. First and 10. Ball at their own 44-yard line. Remember, they need a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie the ball game. Sanders rolls out. He's got Wicker. He breaks the tackle at the 50, trying to get out of bounds. I don't know if he did or not. Nope, he did not. He's working at so Wicker. Sanders to Wicker goes on the pass play for 8 yards on the completion, and it'll bring up a second down and 2 for Dickinson State. So second and 2 for the Blue Hawks at the 47 of Dakota State. 3:09 remaining to play. CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. Hawks out of timeout. They go out quickly again. They get it this time to Clark, and he'll just step out of bounds. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 4 on the reception. 26 to 43 now, 302 yards passing for Sanders, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and a first and 10 for Dickinson State, again at the 43-yard line. Hawks trail, though, 27-19. Clock continues to roll. 2:52 remaining to play. I guess it doesn't stop out of bounds until under the 2-minute warning, or 2-minute stop out. Again, ready to go to work. Sanders drops back. Sanders looking across the middle. He's got a receiver at the 31-yard line. That'll be a first down. That'll stop the clock. That'll be a 12-yard pickup. 27 completions and 44 attempts.
From the Trojan 32.
9th catch of the afternoon for Samaj Clark.
He had a good first half and having a good second half. First and 10 at the 32 of Dakota State. There comes the pressure, and down goes Sanders. The 7th sack of Sanders today, and you got to get up and go forward quickly. Hawks this time will lose yardage back to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a loss of 8 on the play. Unofficially, I've got Dickinson State a minus 2 yards rushing. There's your 2-minute timeout on the CHI St. Alexius South scoreboard. It'll be 2nd and 17 when we come back to the back. It's going down to the wire. Dakota State 27, Dickinson State 19. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDIX Dickinson.
Howdy, partner. This is Cowboy Clay with my trusty steed, Hercules. There's a new stop on the map, Cowboy Station in Killdeer, North Dakota. Whether you ride steel or saddle, Cowboy Station's got everything you need to fuel your rig, feed your crew, and fill your cup. Remember, y'all, don't forget to come on down to Cowboy Station, where we have everything you need for the trail ahead.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals.
Here with Dickinson State and Dakota State.
And that's a big loss, a 7-yard loss. It'll bring up a second down and 17 for Dickinson State.
A couple other scores in the Frontier. Montana Tech 49-7 over MSU Northern. Valley City State shut out Mayville State 21-0. No final yet on Carroll College and Montana Western. That's a big game out in the West Conference. 2 nationally ranked teams.
Comets must have had a hangover from last week.
Dickinson State comes up. Second down and 17. 39-yard line of Dak State. Sanders has been sacked 7 times today in this football game. There's the snap. Again the pressure. Again gets it out on the flat, but underthrows Simonson. So it comes down to 2 plays, so it'll be 3rd and 17. And you don't know Dakota State's going to be coming hard. Sanders not real mobile with that knee injury. He's had a good day today. I mean, throwing it very 27 of 45, 324, and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. You can't fault him. He just is not real mobile to get away from some of that pressure, but he's given it a go and been pretty game today. Simonson in the backfield, so he got 2 plays to pick up 17 yards. And they get it out to Meineke. He breaks 1 tackle, gets to the sideline, gets out of bounds. We're going to look at 4th down. He gets out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. That's a 13-yard pickup on the play.
That brings up a 4th and 5.
That's going to bring down a 4th down and 5. Great catch by Meineke, and then able to break a tackle and get to the sideline and get out of bounds and stop the clock with 1:50 left to play.
Yeah, this is the play of the game right here. Because Dakota State, if they get the ball back and just take a kneel down, if Dickinson State doesn't get the first down and run it out, and the Blue Hawks, well, if they get a first down, they still got an opportunity. Let's see what happens on 4th and 5. Back to pass. Sanders across the middle. Did he get it? Yes, he did. A great catch. Over there, is that Clark again?
Yes, it is.
Man, what a catch by Clark. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it keeps the drive alive. 350 yards passing now for Sanders in the football game. First down, 22, Dickinson State. Back to pass again. They go out in the sideline. Ooh, big-time hit. They complete it, but now to go for no gain. Simonson out of the backfield, so you got to get up on the completion. 30th completion in the football game for Sanders in 48 attempts, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. All on the 15-yard line of Dakota State. Back to pass. Again, they go to Ooh, that time too quick. Simonson out of the backfield, and he just saw the defender coming and kind of threw it up and behind him again, so it goes incomplete on the pass play. 30 of 49 now in the passing department, 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and here we go again down to 2 plays. It'll be 3rd and 10 with the football at the Dakota State 15-yard line. The 11th play of this drive for Dickinson State, trying to keep their hopes alive, down by 8, 27-19. Wicker in the ball game, twins right, twins left. Sanders with some time, rolls to his right, goes in the end zone. He's got Wicker down there, he got it! Touchdown, Dickinson State! Yeah, Wicker in the back of the end zone, the Miles City product comes up with the catch, a 15-yard touchdown pass. 4th of the day for Sanders, 31 of 50. 365, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. It is a 27-25 ball game, and it all comes down to the 2-point conversion with 1:14 remaining to play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Well, I'm sure the Hawks had a play like this prepared. Let's see what they can do. Simonson in the backfield. Sanders in the backfield, great comeback. Sanders looks, fires. He's got his receiver down there. It's batted away. Did it go incomplete? It's incomplete, so that will be the ball game. That'll make it a 27-25. They'll try the onside kick, but the Hawks tried 2 2-point conversions in this ball game and could not convert. And that time, Dickinson State trying to make a great comeback, and they got within 2, but the 2-point conversion for the second time did not work. Well, you talk about Heartbreak City, 3 overtimes last week in a 2-point loss. Today, back and down and battled back and down by 2 points again at -2. Not a good situation for the Blue Hawks in the last 2 outings, but, you know, opportunities come and opportunities go, and the Hawks have had some, and they got the big touchdown pass, a great catch by Wicker in the back of the end zone, set up that 2-point conversion, but Sanders couldn't get it squeezed in quite enough to the receiver that time for Dickinson State.
Well, Dickinson State will try the onside kick as their last hope. If they could come up with a recovery of the onside kick, would still be a little over a minute remaining. So there is still some hope.
11 plays on that drive for Dickinson State, 75 yards. It has been a wild and woolly one here at the back this afternoon, and Dickinson State, again, a missed field goal and 2 missed 2-point conversions have spelled the difference, down by 2 points. Now, Dakota State's going to line all their hands people up right in front. Dakota State's going to take their final timeout. We'll take our final timeout, a 30-second timeout on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Minute 14 left to go. 27 Dakota State, 25 Dickinson State. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Consolidated in KTIX.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Well, back with you after BAC. Dickinson State again down by 2, a minute 14 remaining to play. The freshman kicker out of Wyoming, Quinn Kaplan, replaced Jace Miller, who the Hawks probably would have loved to have had today. The all-conference place kicker. We'll bounce it up there and see what happens. It's a little bounder. It goes about 10 yards, and ball is loose, but number 48 for Dakota State falls on top of it, and that will do it. That is Sir coming up with the recovery, and Dakota State, for only the third time in 30 meetings, is going to come up with the victory over Dakota State. The Hawks cannot stop the clock, and it's going to be a heartbreaking homecoming loss for Dickinson State, their 4th loss in a row. They will drop on the season to 2-4. Dakota State will go to 4-2, and they'll get out of here with a hard-earned victory over the Blue Hawks, 27-25. We'll have our post-game show. Don't forget, coming up as they get into the victory formation, they'll take a knee. They'll have to do it 3 times, and that should pretty much, maybe even only 2 times. We'll wait and see. So Dakota State, the Hawks can do nothing about it, and they will drop again to 2-4 overall, and 0-2 in divisional play. Dakota State 4-2 overall, 1-1 in divisional play for the Blue Hawks. Again, ready to go to work. What a day for Dickinson State's quarterback today. 31 of 50, 365 yards, 4 touchdowns, but a missed field goal. Missed 2 points conversions, and you get beat by 2. That's 2-4. 7 points left on the field for the Blue Hawks, and that's going to do it. Dakota State's going to come out of here with the win over Dickinson State, spoiling a great 100th year football celebration for the Blue Hawks. Nonetheless, Dakota State earned the contest today, and you look back at that roughing the kicker penalty on that missed field goal when it was 25-19 with about 5 minutes left, and the kicker got roughed, and that gave Dakota State the breathing room they needed to get 3 points, making an 8-point ball game, and that spelled the difference. So Dakota State wins it 27-25. We'll come back. Post-game activities coming up here on KTIX Dickinson, and we'll be back. And let me take a look here. We'll come back in about 3 minutes on KTIX, about 2.5 minutes with our post-game show.
I wonder how much my car is worth. I just don't drive it anymore.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
I'm tired of my old car. I just want something different.
Dan Porter Motors will buy it.
What about boats and campers?
Dan Porter Motors will buy it. Now, for a limited time, Dan Porter Motors will give you the most for your car, boat, pickup, camper, motorcycle, jet ski, tractor. You get the picture. Just stop in, give them the keys, and they'll write you a check. It's that simple. See Dan Porter Motors, 58601.
Boy Toys.
Looking for a turnkey business with a proven track record? For over 50 years, our family has helped yours feel right at home with quality furniture, trusted brands, and a service that always came with a smile. Now it's time to pass the torch. Our family-owned furniture business is for sale, including all inventory, delivery trucks, and a loyal customer base. This is your solid opportunity to own a piece of history that is built on decades of care. Call 483-5108 and ask how you can own a piece of family tradition and keep the comfort going.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
I love this area. How close to Medora are we?
Oh, just a hop, skip, and a bike ride away.
When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
Turn our mics up, Tristan, before we get going here. Great job back at the studio today. Another, heartbreaking loss for Dickinson State. Triple overtime last week, 34-32. And they missed a two-point attempt conversion there to tie the game up last week in Mayville. 27-25 today. They missed a two-point conversion with about a minute 13 remaining to tie this one up and drop a two-point decision to the Dakota State Trojans. Again, the Trojans celebrating down there. They're happy as heck because that's only the third time they have beaten Dickinson State. Their coaching staff throwing their hats in the air, throwing things up in the air, as they don't win often, and I don't know if they've ever won here. Maybe one time at Dickinson State, but they won today. A homecoming 27-25. So the Trojans again go to 4-2 overall, 1-1 in the East. Dickinson State 2-4 overall. The losing streak continues. They are 0-2 now in East Division play. All right, let's take a look quickly at our scoring summary here. Dakota State and Dickinson State. The Hawks got on the board first, jumped out to a 7-0 lead. 7:18 remaining. Sanders to Clark, 51 yards. And the touchdown pass, that was a great play too. We got some plays of the game we got to pick up here, and we'll do that in just a moment. Ty Nelson hit the PAT, made it 7-0. Dakota State came back, Hedrick to Malik Ford, 23 yards. Villanueva hit the PAT 7-7 with 5:30 left to go in the first half. Then on a fourth down and goal, Casey Colley, the big defensive end at 6'5", 250 pounds, out of the Wildcat, took it in from a yard out. PAT Villanueva good, 14-7 at the 12:35 mark before halftime. And then a field goal attempt by Villanueva at the 2:36 mark made it 17-7. That was a 22-yarder. Then Dickinson State's Marcus Sanders got a pass to Samaj Clark for 9 yards, and the PAT kick was blocked by Dakota State. There's a blocked PAT. I forgot about that one. That made it 17-13. And then we come back in the second half. Nobody scored in the third quarter. Both teams missed field goals. And then Hedrick completed a 9-yard pass to Malik Ford for a touchdown, and that made the PAT attempt good by Villanueva, 24-13 with 14:54 left to go. Then Sanders connected with Kyle Meineke for 11 yards, and the two-point conversion not good, and that made the score 24-19. Then Villanueva, after missing a 44-yarder, that was score was 24-19, but he got run into, and they called the roughing the kicker penalty on the field goal attempt. And Villanueva then got another chance, hit from 31 yards out to make it 27-19. The Hawks put together an 11-play drive, driving 75 yards. Sanders to Jackson Wicker in the back of the end zone. Just a great catch by Wicker to make it 27-25. And then he tried to thread the needle across the middle for the two-point conversion, but it was knocked away, and it ends at 27-25. Let's look at the numbers here for Dickinson State and Dakota State. Dakota State again in the rushing department, 34 for 101. Not a lot of rushing yards by either team. Dickinson State today, just 21 rushes. Trying to see if that's a -7 or if it's 7 yards on the play. That's 7 yards, so Hawks only rushed for 7 yards today. Passing a great day for Sanders, coming off that injury and not real mobile today. Really hobbled around a few times, but tuck it out. Went 31 of 50 for 351 yards, threw for 4 touchdowns, and did have 1 interception. And Hedrick was sharp today too, 23 of 37, 299 yards. Total yards, Dakota State 71 plays, 400 yards. How about that? Dickinson State 71 plays, 358 yards. This is deja vu from last week. All the numbers are basically even, and again, for Dickinson State, it comes down to the little things like extra points, 2-point conversion, a missed field or mixed 1-point conversion that was blocked, And again, just some opportunities by the board in the special teams department for Dickinson State. And again, Dakota State, 71 for 400. Dickinson State, 71 for 358. Again, penalties today, 8 for 95 for Dakota State. Dickinson State in the penalty department had 3 for 30, but boy, a couple of really big ones kept drives alive for Dakota State, especially that roughing the kicker penalty on that missed field goal attempt midway through the fourth quarter, actually late in the fourth quarter. Dakota State, 6 of 15, 40% third downs. Dickinson State, 8 of 16. They converted third downs pretty well, 50%. Dakota State and Dickinson State both perfect on fourth downs, 2 of 2 for Dakota State, 1 of 1 for Dickinson State. Both teams good in the red zone. Dakota State 4 of 5, Dickinson State 3 of 4. So again, as we mentioned, came down to 2-point conversions, kicking conversions on extra points. Dickinson State missed a 1-point PAT kick. It was blocked. Missed two-point conversions also in this football game today. Let's look at some of the individual numbers rushing today for Dickinson State. Jackson Simonson had a total of 11 rushes for 50 yards today, but again, Marcus Sanders, 7 attempts and a minus 50 yards, and then Dossinger, 3 carries for 7 yards. For Dakota State, Preston Iverson, 14 for 73. He was their leading rusher. The Hawks' leading receiver, what a day for Samaj Clark today. 10 catches for the all-conference performer, 137 yards. He did all he could do. 2 touchdowns, 1 for 51 yards, 1 for 9. Also 6 catches for Calderon today for 63 yards. Simonson had 4 for 40 to lead the receiving corps. For Dakota State, Malik Ford, a big day. You talk about Clark having a big day. Ford, 13 catches for 174 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Keeney, their leading receiver, just limited to 2 for 24. And Helber placing Boggs today in the starting lineup, 4 catches for 61 yards in the football game. Punting today for Dakota State, they averaged in the punting department today, did Dakota State in the football game for the Trojans, 35 yards. Nelson, a pretty good day punting, 3 punts for a 44.6 average for Dickinson State. And again, for the Blue Hawks, they again had no interceptions in the football game and no fumble recoveries for Dickinson State. Dakota State, Cole Paulson had an interception. And again, Dakota State did not lose any fumbles. Jim, what's the defensive numbers look like?
Well, for Dakota State, they were led by Davion Moses with 9 total tackles in the ballgame, 1 for a loss. Josiah Perez, 8 tackles. He had 1 for a loss. Cole Paulson had 6 total tackles. He also had the interception. Marion Foster, Aiden Johns, Terrence Sir, and Caleb Dwyer all had 5. And, of course, they had a lot of sacks. Jordan Cooper and Caleb Dwyer with 1.5 apiece. Gabriel Chambliss, Terrence Sir, Brooks Jansen, and Casey Colley all had 1 sack.
How many sacks is it?
That would be 7.
7 sacks. Wow.
Because if you look at Marcus Sanders' rushing numbers, 7 for a minus 50.
All right.
For Dickinson State on the defensive side of the football, they were led in the ball game by Riley Waters and Nathaniel Gillick, both with 9 tackles. Gillick had a tackle for a loss. Also, Riley Waters had 2 tackles for a loss. Jack Hartman had 8 tackles in the ball game for Dickinson State. They had 3 Players Sports Bar and Grill sacks today. Dylan Dahlgren had 1, Ben Glasscock had 1, and May Stuber had 1 in the ball game. But like you said, it's the little things here and there, and it's kind of, one of those ball games and one of those seasons where it's you've just got such a small margin of victory or such a small margin of defeat where, you correct one little mistake here or one little mistake there, you maybe come away with a victory. And that's been the situation so far, especially in the last 2 weeks, where you lose by 2 in triple overtime last week, you lose by 2 in regulation today. But the fight of the team is there because they fought back in this ball game and got that touchdown when they needed it to get the game to a 2-point difference. And then the 2-point conversion was just not able to be done. And Dickinson State came up just short, 27-25. And I'm sure the players, the coaching staff, the fans, all a little bit disappointed. But right now, the coaching staff and the players have to regroup and get ready tomorrow and look forward to next week and the trip out to Rocky Mountain College to try and right the ship and end this losing streak at 4 right now.
Yeah, you just look at it again, a 2-point game, and you have a PAT kick block. That's a point. 2-point conversions missed. That's if you convert them, that's 4 points. That's 5 points. You lose by 2, and then of course you had an opportunity to get a drive stop, and you forced them into a missed field goal and roughed the kicker, and they get the drive and get the 3 points. So a lot of ands, ifs, and ors, and buts, but the only ands, ifs, and ors, and buts that matter are the ones on the scoreboard, and Dakota State had 27, and Dickinson State had 25, and for only the third time in 30 ball games, Dickinson State loses to Dakota State. They lead the series. They came in 27-2. It's now 27-3, and the Trojans get out of here with a victory today over Dickinson State University. All right, we've got our play of the game coming up, DSU Heritage Foundation. If you're a Dickinson State alumni, and boy, we saw a lot of them. Great halftime. We had Delman Gibson on, Jay Schillinger on, Jerry Kushner on. We got to talk to some of them at halftime. If you're an alumni looking to give back to your alma mater or stay up to date on events taking place at DSU, contact the Dickinson State Heritage Foundation. They provide scholarships for students, events for alumni throughout the year, and they strive to be the premier support for the university's global learning environment. Interested in learning more? Contact the team at 701-483-2486 or visit the DSUHeritageFoundation.org. Hawks are up. Jim, we talked about it, and you thought we had one play, Clark on that long 51-yard touchdown pass, Wicker on the big pass play to get to within 27-25 from 15 yards out. What do you think? Which one?
Well, I think we'll go with Wicker, as he just made a nice catch in the back of the end zone. A good formation as they came out of it, just dragged across the back of the end zone, and Sanders was able to hit him just as he got past the defensive back and made the catch. And so the Marcus Sanders to Jackson Wicker 16-yard touchdown with just minute 14 left in the ball game, got the Hawks to within 2, 27-25, but unfortunately for the Hawks, unable to convert with the 2-point conversion. But Sanders to Wicker is our DSU Heritage Foundation play of the game.
Play of the game, we got player of the game upcoming. Tristan, we'll put you back to work one more time after this from ND Pharmacy. We'll be back with our player or players maybe of the game. We'll do it for you after this 30-second timeout.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always.
He wanted the wide receiver, Samaj Clark. I wanted the quarterback, or vice versa, but we're going to go with co-players of the game. Both Sanders today playing on that bad knee, did a great job throwing the football today. He ended up throwing a total of 50 passes today, and I don't know if that's a record or not, but what's the record, Jimmy? You look
63.
So who threw 63?
Hayden against
Kansas Wesleyan.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, 50 passes is a lot. 31 of 50 for a total of 351 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Samaj Clark was outstanding as always, receiving the football, 10 catches, 137 yards, a 9-yard reception, a 51-yard reception. And again, he caught passes again, 10 for 137 and 2 TDs. They're going to share player of the game honors. And we're going to share a big weekend not yet wrapped up. Don't forget post-game activities, win or lose. All the alumni are back, all the former players. They will get together at the Grand Dakota Lodge tonight, a special ceremony. They're going to honor some coaches, Coach Bob Lassner, Hank Bijou, and current coach Pete Stanton, and, of course, some other activities going on. All those folks back, over, I think, 500-plus football players back. They were lined from about the 10 to 10. Jimmy Dow was in the middle of that somewhere, and we'll be enjoying some visits tonight. A little bit disappointed with the loss, but you got the final event of the homecoming weekend coming up. We hope to see you there at the post-game social tonight at the Grand Dakota Hotel in North Dickinson. But again, your final, 27 Dakota State, 25 Dickinson State, down to the final minute. A 2-point conversion missed by the Hawks. Failed to send it into overtime. and Dakota State wins it on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, 27-25. Great job as always, Tristan Sturr back at the studio. Thank you so much. And we're out of here about 4:30. Got to be a long game, a lot of passes by both teams. And we're just about closing up shop before 4:30 Mountain Time. Thanks a lot, Tristan. Thanks a lot to our great sponsors who make Blue Hawk, Titan, and Midget football possible, win or lose. And we enjoy bringing it to you on KDIX as we sign off. Again, the final, Dakota State 27, Dickinson State 25. So long, everyone, from the BAC on the campus of Dickinson State University. For Consolidated and KDIX, Trace Wells and that crew at Consolidated. Super job again, guys. Thank you so much for your help and your effort today, also bringing you a great homecoming game, and ends in disappointment with the 2-point loss for Dickinson State to Dakota State. So long, everyone, from the BAC.